You are listening to Shoot and Scoot, the Flames of War Team Yankee Favourite Nation Nam and Great World podcast that tries to make sense of the weird and wonderful world of 15mm wargaming with our tongues foaming our cheeks, our pants as flat to the ground, and our dice, more often than not, failing to shoot and scoot every episode. We invite you to join us in many hobby misadventures on Facebook and on the blog at breakthroughassault.co.uk and to shop online at Battlefield Hobbies because Hammy turned the big 6-0. If nice dice are your vice, then be sure to check out Dice of War, our dice sponsor here at Shoot and Scoot. And if you need bunkers to bust or autobahns to go too fast on, then also head over to frontlineterrain.square.site, our awesome terrain sponsor.
Terrain.
If you would like to contribute to this continued failed cross-check of a podcast, you can now also become a patron supporter by following the link in the Breakthrough Assault blog. Pay £1 a month for your chance to also become internet famous. I'm Eddie Fez Turner, broadcasting from somewhere in the south of England. I'm joined by my co-hosts, Duncan, dry as a brush, Gosling.
God, it's so hot. It's not even summer yet. I hate my life.
And Lee, big and boomy, Parnell.
Big and boomy. Boom.
Yep.
Welcome to episode 94, the one where Mike Everest puts Frontline Terrain kids through college. Lee, what are we talking about tonight?
Yeah, after previously putting Victoria's
Victoria miniatures.
Yeah. He's the sort that they're money giver for the hobby community, as it were.
Yes, the nouveau patron of Frontline Terrain, Mr. Everest.
Yeah. If there's a bunker to bust,
he will go too far on.
He will buy 5 of them. Yes. A whole street of bunkers.
A whole street.
It's like, it's more like a Berlin thing, I guess. But it's
yeah, there you go.
Anyway, sorry, got that weird tangent there. So tonight we'll be going over Internet Famous, where we'll be thanking our current patrons.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be talking about what we've been painting in Faces Bases. We'll be talking about what we've been playing, including our big barn sploosh. In News from the Front. We'll then answer our patrons' questions and officer answers. And then we'll be doing events and shooting and scootering.
Very nice.
Yeah, so Internet Famous. So we haven't got any new patrons this week.
Boo.
We have our current batch who are something.
Yay.
Boo, yay.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a child. Yeah.
Yeah. We had a good chat the other day again. It was a good painting chat. Didn't get much.
I'm sorry, patron world, that I've not been on the Discord much. I need to get back over there.
Well, you've been having some busy adult life stuff going on. So
I know, and not the fun kind of adult life stuff. The crap, like actual work
stuff. Like securing shelter. That kind of basic survival need. But
if you will try and sue Nicola Sturgeon, I mean, I don't really have much sympathy for you.
All I'm saying is, when I was in Scotland, something must be wrong if a deep fried Mars bar is £7.50.
What?
Wow.
Edinburgh, mate.
Wow.
£7.50?
£7.50 for a deep fried Mars bar.
I know there's inflation, but it's a Mars bar covered in batter.
It wasn't even a sex thing.
Well, like Mick Jagger. God, that would hurt, wouldn't it? Oh.
Just straight out the batter.
Yeah, you'd have to let that cool down a bit.
I mean, at least it's sterile.
Well, yeah, but it's 3rd-degree burns on your woo-woo. I mean, that's not going to be good, is it?
I thought about the mouth.
Yes. That's what I call it, Lee, the woo-woo.
Terrain, pull up.
Oh, Jerry Hall?
It's again.
Jerry Hall? It's not Jerry Springer, it's Jerry someone.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I had enough rum for this, that's for sure.
£7.50. Outrageous.
Yep, exactly.
Scotland, sort it out.
So
you're our only hope. Yeah.
For
Discord.
The price, that'll buy you 7 months of access to Patreon. See, I'm going to spring this back around.
7.5 months.
7.5 months.
You filthy shill. You filthy shill. I love it.
Well, you too can join our Discord and have the 2 mics just completely ruin your productivity by making you crack up every 5 minutes.
Yep.
I wonder where that was going to end in that sentence. Making crack. Yeah.
I'll be crack. It's all good.
Yeah.
That's a side business. Yep.
Yeah. That's why it's getting kids through college.
It's like some sort of weird Breaking Bad spin-off here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, join Discord. You get to ask our questions for Officer Answers.
Mhm.
Yep.
And when we get to events, we'll be announcing a new patron get-together
Yes.
for next year. So
I'm excited.
Calendars.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Wow.
Did I miss out that briefing session?
Well, yeah, if you actually turned up to one of these big barn games, you'd actually be around for the briefing
you would have
session.
got the memo.
I'm a very busy man, Lee.
Well,
Very
you got
busy
a
man.
year to get a Saturday off, okay? So no
Yeah.
excuses.
I mean, I can try. That's all I can say.
A year's run up, surely.
Yeah. I told you I'm a very busy man.
Okay.
Someone's got to broker this Ukrainian peace deal.
Yeah, but it's not you, is it?
No, it's not me.
Well, yeah, we got to have our first T-shirt draw as well. We'll have to we'll do it on episode 95, I think.
Ooh,
A quick draw.
Yeah, I mean, kind of day preparation for it to do this one, but we had
Yeah.
said we were going to do a T-shirt draw, and we shall do it on episode 95. Well, my name's not
Lee. Big and booming Parnell.
Big Boo Parnell.
Big boom.
Well, I'm getting older, unfortunately.
Lee, 17 from Crickshaw, thinks that.
Why can't we just have world peace?
Exactly.
Can't we send
think-
all of the Miss America candidates over there? They all want world peace.
Look, they can just confuse the hell out of people by going, "No, what is she saying?" I don't know.
I don't get this.
Is that a sentence?
Why did she have a baton?
Yeah.
She's just throwing the baton while smiling inanely.
Yeah, my name's Misty. How do you spell that? Misty. Right, good. In she goes.
Okay, next.
Yeah, next.
Yeah.
So yes,
There you
okay. So you're gonna brief me at the same time as everyone else.
In
Yeah,
events. In events.
I see.
Events.
I see.
So stay
I see.
tuned for events.
I see how this works.
But on to face to faces. So, Duncan, what have you been painting?
I've been painting a mistake.
Oh.
I accidentally, I had a really rubbish day at work, and I accidentally bought, because on Amazon they've had some weird and wonderful special deals recently. So I accidentally picked up a box of King Tigers for like 20 quid, which I thought was pretty good.
Oh.
And then I remembered that I had a box already, and it's staring me in the face. And I went, "Oh, what am I going to do with 6 King Tigers?"
Duncan has left reality. He's entered the Fez zone.
I was just like, "Oh dear." Well, it was one of those things where I was like, "Right, I've had enough. Let's see what's going on. Right, I'll have one of them. That's made me feel better for 30 seconds." Yeah.
Was
And
this
then-
before or after you bought the tank train company?
This is the tank training company.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the progenitor of it, because then I realised that I had all the constituent parts to make a tank training company, because I had half a box of DAC Panzers that I wasn't using the Panzer 3s from, and I had some stews just apparently lying around, and 2 Panthers that again were just lying around already made, and I was like, "Oh, that's a tank training company." But I can't fit all 6 in these. It's almost impossible. Sorry.
I find all that very understandable. Apart from I know you have a spreadsheet of all the stuff you've got assembled, ready to go, kind of thing.
Apparently, that spreadsheet is not complete, or as complete as I would like it to be. So,
Just the counting error is what you're saying.
I'm saying this is very much going back to the Nicola Sturgeon thing. This is definitely an administrative error. It's definitely not fraud of any kind. So
this may just found itself in my bank account.
Exactly, it's resting there gently. But now I've built everything, and you can't get 6. Well, you can get 6 Tiger tanks and King Tigers in there, but it basically leaves you nothing, no points, because the command is a minimum of 12.
You don't need anything else. You don't need anything else other than King Tigers.
But you definitely do, because they're rubbish King Tigers. They're the ones that are green.
Yeah,
so they're not going to hit. They're not going to hit anything.
You don't need anything else other than SS King Tigers.
Yeah, I think they're.
Stupid SS Tigers.
Are they? Hold on. Are they hit on 3? Definitely. I think they might motivate on a 4.
Ugh,
not a 5.
That's like the worst.
It could be a 5.
Unless you've got Nathan's dice, that's the worst.
It could. I'm not sure. I'd have to check. It could be a 5. But it is. They're shocking. Their 2 is 27 points. So they're not even like a significant amount like less.
It's a bit weird.
It's really weird. But I'm quite enjoying it.
They
the
do
list-
look good though, mate.
Yeah.
I love the different
They come
camos and
Well, I was just thought it gives you the opportunity to kind of go nuts on stuff. So the first three, I've got some bits that are just in red primer with some grey barrels, and then some bits I did some googling around. So they got like a camoed turret, and then nothing else on them, and then other ones have got like just tracks missing, and so not tracks, sorry, the track guards. Tracks missing would be a bit of an issue. But yeah, they're coming along quite nicely. But I've been tinkering around with it because I think as well, because the way that the Berlin stuff works, you can get a platoon of Hitlerjugend and Volkssturm in, and I was trying to get that second company in to get a second artillery template because I've just got the Clausewitz stews at the moment, and I don't think that's probably enough to make it dance.
yeah.
But we might have to play a larger game. You know, you said you were talking about doing it with the Comets. Maybe do like 120 points and
150
or 150. Yeah, 150. How many points can you?
I have to bump up get the rest of the Comet Squadron painted to match.
How many Comets is 150 points?
I mean, they're 21. It's what 28 points for 4 of them, a full troop.
Okay, so 7 points each.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a lot of Comets then.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not maths expert, but
it's a lot of shots coming your way, Dunk.
Yeah, but that's fine because they can't hurt me from the front.
Yeah, they're not going to be there for long.
Yeah, no, it's all right. My Panzer IIIs will save me.
I mean, if you turn your tank turret 180 degrees, then you've got a 50% chance of surviving.
The fiddy, you're going to hit my turret.
The fiddy front armor roll, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not hopeful about that. No. I'm not going to lie.
I would not be either.
But it's amazing. I just think it's amazing how expensive they are for how crappy they actually are. Like, I thought they would be significantly cheaper because they cannot assault.
I don't think that fits in the V4 matrix.
So I just did the maths, and a full squadron. So 18 Comets plus 2 CS Cromwells will be 136 points.
So you could have some support then as well.
Yeah. I better paint some more Comets.
There you go.
I think you should.
I've got 4 you can borrow.
Pardon?
I've got 4 you can borrow.
Lee doesn't borrow.
No, borrow.
Oh, no, that's right. He doesn't borrow.
That just gives me the impetus to actually get the rest of the Comets painted. So.
Well, so you can shellac 6 King Tigers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that.
No,
we'd have to.
Duncan, so you can shellac 6 of your King Tigers.
I know 6 of my King Tigers, and obviously the Panzer IIIs are going to be the game winner. The thing is, right? They're 2 points each, which is pretty cheap. But again, they can't. I don't know what they're doing in late war. Like they can't assault. They've got an 18-9 gun, so maybe if they flank something, they might not die. I don't know. Mine don't, because I don't. Mine are going to be really old school ones that have been refabbed from way back. But yeah, I think they might have them in the rules.
Yeah,
but that's fine. Getting in's not the problem. Getting in and staying there is the problem.
I suppose. Yeah,
because you're not going to. 4 of them go in, 1 might hit. might hit,
and then you'll run away, and then that'll be it.
Yeah,
probably fail cross check,
and then get
captured.
Yeah,
that's it.
They get pieted to death. You're like, oh,
swarmed.
I remember how this game works. But yeah, they're quite nice. It's quite a nice little project to do. Although it's quite funny because this only happened after I'd assembled a Bassage company, and I was like, no, I'm definitely going to paint some more Bassage. And they went, oh, King Tiger. Oh, King Tiger. Oh, 6 King Tiger. So, yeah, a bit of an error there. I also painted a Demon Prince for Warhammer Fantasy.
Ooh.
So the old Bellicor model, which I managed to get off eBay for cheaper than the new plastic Demon Prince model.
That's pretty good. I mean,
because eBay apparently doesn't like, I don't know, really old models.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a bit weird. I think if it's in Finecast, they get a bit funny.
Yes, Finecast can be quite hit or miss in terms of its quality. So therefore, the second-hand market has just dropped out.
So yeah, I got that, and then just been playing around with bits. Not too much else really. It's mainly the tank company. I did finish. Sorry, I finished my Hungarians as well, didn't I?
Yes.
I finished my Hungarian. What was it? Was it artillery? No, it was the 80mm and the Panzers. It was the 80mm anti-aircraft guns, and 2 of the 80mm artillery pieces. So they're done, and then the Panzer IV company is done as well now. So that can be run. I don't know how good that's going to be, but they look quite cool.
Mm.
And Martin correctly pointed out to me the what they would have had for me in the actual units. That's why I had Panzer IIIs knocking around, because I thought, the Hungarians must have had Panzer IIIs. Nope, apparently not. Can't find them. They were issued some, but we're not sure they ever actually were released out of the rail yard. So yeah, that's why I had some Panzer. I've still got some Panzer IIIs knocking around. That was another eBay purchase. The DAC tank company, which was just insane. It was £40. It's £44 posted for the DAC Panzer company box.
Yeah,
that's a box of tanks.
I was debating that one, and then you got the punch in first, so thanks.
Yeah. Well, no, it's still there, I think, but not trying to enable anything. I'm just it's phenomenal value if you're doing anything mid-war.
Well, I need to get some late war Panzer IIIs. I got a bunch of PSC ones, but already being pre-built as
these don't
as J
come
models.
with shirts and
Pardon?
They don't come with shirts and
the Panzer IIIs.
The kits, no, because they're mid-war ones.
I thought the Panzer III had all the bits on it.
Nope.
Oh,
not that I found.
Mm. Have you got the right sprue? Have you got the mid-war one or the late war?
So I thought I knew the Panzer IV came into like a late war sprue and a mid-war sprue. I thought the Panzer III just did all the variants on one sprue.
Hold on, excuse the rummaging, but let me just double check the sprues in here for you. Panzer III, no Scherzen.
Huh, okay.
No Scherzen.
Maybe it's like a sub-sprue or something.
No, it's not a separate sprue or anything.
Okay, I'll take that back.
I thought it was weird too, but I just went, it doesn't really matter at super late war. It could be anything.
Yeah.
So that's not a problem for me. But yeah, if you're using it for sort of late mid-war or early late war, you probably don't want unshirts and Panzer IIIs running around, I guess.
No. Actually, to be fair, I don't think it matters. It's for doing like Tunisia. I don't believe it had shirts in Tunisia. It'll still be it might be an M model, but without shirts. And
oh yeah, that makes sense. That's probably fine then.
Yeah, that'll be fine. I might have to go buy a box.
It's just ridiculous because you get the 105s that you're never going to use, but you get 288s in there. You get Panzer IVs and you get Panzer IIIs, and it's like the total value in there is 7 Panzer IIIs, 4 Panzer IVs, 288s, 4 105mm howitzers, and 3 5cm anti-tank guns. I mean, that's just bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. It is pretty good. So yeah, I've finished the Hungarians. That's not true. I finished most of the Hungarians. I'm now debating what to do with the cavalry, because you can't really have cavalry running around in urban combat zones. So I don't know what to do, because everything else is on urban bases, like rubbly Budapest bases, and I'm not sure that cavalry would be charging across the Pest River. The Danube River from Buda to Pest on horses in 1944. So I don't know. I've got a company of those, and I'm not sure what to do. Answer on a postcard to shoot and scoot. We'll find something, but just look at them going,
what should Duncan paint at?
Yeah, what would Duncan do?
WDD.
WDD. Yeah.
Help us, Duncan Rhodes, our only hope.
No, not Duncan Rhodes. God damn it.
That's the one true Duncan.
If I'm ever in the same place at the same time as him, I might have to, go up and wag my finger.
I think you're the same person, because I've never seen you in the same place at the same time.
Well, this is true. Yeah, I'm actually, a massively successful painter and decorator. Yeah.
Well, then you had to go full Visage. Is this your alter ego?
It's my punishment. Yeah. Never go full Visage.
You know, in your Rhodes guys, you couldn't commit to the Visage.
No, obviously not. I mean, obviously not. It doesn't really fit in with his crisp, clean, persona, does it? So, no,
can you imagine that?
But
this week we're going to paint a whole bunch of child soldiers.
Yeah. Hi guys, so I've got some Nolan oil here,
which is ironic, really, because they had a lot of oil in Iran.
Yes. Yeah. Don't forget, kids, using these little tiny dots of controlled paint, you can really make those bandanas pop.
Yep.
Like a 14.7 Situm.
I'm going to paint this one with a copy of the Beano in his back pocket.
Have you guys seen the Grand Thumb YouTube clip where they're like, he does a lot of things with the realistic ballistic gel dummies to see the round impact against a realistic target.
Oh, okay.
And then for one of his YouTube videos, they went to the place that they should shoot tanks. So he's got this torso of a ballistic gel dummy, complete with like the ribs and internal organs, and they fire a 76mm Sherman at it, which was quite gratuitous. And you think, wow, that's really bad. And then they're like, right, and now we're going to fire this 155 shell, and instant vaporization. It's insane. I'll find the link.
Just shreds it.
It doesn't shred it. It just vaporizes it. It's just atomizes. Absolutely horrific. But it's a bit like save.
It's a bit like on Mythbusters where they fired the Barrett Light 50 into a swimming pool and all the water jumped out.
Yeah, and then the round stopped really quick.
The round stopped really quickly, but all the water went, oh my god!
Find somewhere else to be.
Yeah. No, this is bad.
All right, Lee, what have you been painting?
I have been painting this damn commission.
Still.
The dual incredulity.
Don't we surround?
Like stereo.
We're available.
It's a whole company of air landing.
Oh my gosh!
So I got support weapons done. I got like a machine gun and 2 3-inch mortars, plus a pair of jeeps. They're all done.
Right.
And I've got on the actual platoon itself, I've got all the smocks done, and the sort of the battle dress areas done. I'm just working my way now for the weapon and weapons. Like I said, I'm just painting this as one big blob. Not doing it at a time. I'm just trying to break it.
Grinding.
Mm-hmm.
Hats off to you, man. Though professional painter now.
Yeah. There's also a weird part of the commission was doing those Clem Valley's blast markers I use.
Oh yeah,
10 of those. So I've done those 10. But I had a whole bunch of washers and wire left, so I'm making a big batch to keep at the barn. Plus replace the ones I've lost.
They look really good. I didn't know how you made them. That was quite an interesting peek behind the curtain.
I know. I took some photos. I'm going to try and write an article on it. And when I make the next batch, I'll do a video as well.
Writing articles, I remember that. Need to pull my finger out.
Well, it's quite a lot getting you pull the finger out on the thing, but yes.
Oh.
Myself included.
Shots fired. Well, it'll be fine when the Scandinavian book comes out.
Yeah.
All frothy.
I just
want to make
writing the article now for that. So.
Does it just say where's my S-Tanks?
S-Tanks, please.
Yeah.
There's a long list of things that I was questioning why it's not in the book, but yes.
Oh no. Oh God. Are you going to get an angry letter from Pete again?
There's going to be no threats of floggings this time.
Thank God for that. For that. That's still one of my favourites.
It's always a big misunderstanding. There's only the implied threat of a flogging, not the actual threat of a flogging.
Yeah. I just said merely you should receive one.
Yes.
Not that I was going to apply it. You seem to have taken this out of context.
It's important.
That sounds like one of the worst defenses ever. It's like I was only speeding because I couldn't read a speedo.
I was so drunk, I thought I'd better go home quickly before I caused an accident.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was actually, I minimised the time I was a hazard on the road, Your Honour, by using excessive speed.
I was so high, I thought it was a cheetah.
I took one look at this report and decided I'd better resign first.
Yeah.
Oh, bye, Bojo, bye.
Do you reckon there was like an awkward Adam's apple bobbing moment of just gulp and go,
It says that.
It's probably more a case of like, this guy's really screwed. That's you, Prime Minister. Oh.
I thought it was Rishi.
I thought it was the other guy. Oh, well.
But yeah.
And then sad trombone noise.
Well.
Exactly. Oh, that's just reminded me. The other noise you need to find is the slide whistle.
Oh.
Because that's got all kinds of comedy uses.
Just really talking about Hitler Jugend.
Exactly. No, they just need someone going wah.
Baby crying.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's getting darker.
No, it's not. It's nearly the longest day.
It is indeed nearly the longest day, yeah. The last thing I painted was a bit like Duncan. I caved and bought something to relieve my
work-based frustration.
Yeah. So I bought.
What did you buy?
I bought the starter set for Battletech.
Oh, you did, didn't you?
Yeah,
Tiny robots.
Yeah, I bought the Kickstarter, but that didn't have the starter set in it, so I thought I'd buy this. I painted a little locust because I fancy painting something small. I managed to knock it out in the evening. It was quite good.
And the locust?
Oh boy.
So yeah, Eddie, what have you been painting?
I am tragically trying to think what I have painted, and I think the answer is nothing.
What about assembled?
I don't think I've done anything. Because I did the Necromunda game with the big land train last episode, didn't I? Before we talked about that. With the whole massive.
Yes, you did. Where it's almost unkillable.
Ridge hole, the 4-foot deployment ridge hauler. Since then, alas, I haven't done any hobby at all.
Where's the sad trombone?
I'm not going to give myself a sad wah wah wah.
You've got to give yourself a chance. That's the rules.
Self wah wahing.
Yeah. It only feels fair.
Yeah, no, I know. No construction. No even rearranging and sorting through things.
Have you been tempted by anything on the internet?
Miniature wise, I don't know what the last thing I bought miniature wise was.
I know what the last thing you've actually paid money for was. I was watching you do it.
What?
The Firefin box set.
Oh yes, that. I think I blanked that out from my brain.
Did you actually manage to pre-order it?
I am super happy because not only did I manage to pre-order a box, I managed to get one from my friendly local gaming store, Dice Saloon.
You are in a minority.
And then my esteemed Guildford Games Club Warhammer player of yore, Jacob, who was struggling to get on the GW website. I was like, well, just if Dice still have them on their website, order from Dice, and I'll pick yours up at the same time mine is, and bring it to Guildford for you for the Games Club. So he got one too from Dice, which I was quite happy for. Although
there has been much howling at the moon though about it, hasn't there?
Yes, there is. So my view on for those who don't know, Warhammer 40,000, the Games Workshop's game, released this new Leviathan box set, which is a big old box of toys for the new edition.
Hold on. Caveat: we are a Positive Pete podcast.
Oh yeah, totally.
So normally we'd be, have just ignore all this kind of vitriol, but
it's not vitriol. There's
definitely some vitriol.
I spent 4 years buying board games, so I think I have a little bit of input, and that knowledge doesn't get used much. So I thought I'd add some context as to how I see it going down.
This is like inside his story.
Yeah, well, I think so. I think basically they allocated, and having worked for GW in the past, which obviously gives you omnipotency about the entire industry. If you speak to any ex-GW staff member, they know exactly what was going on at any time, everywhere. They definitely weren't mushroomed at all. It's a case of, I think they had to do something right for their stores, so they promised them as much stock as they could, pre-sell. They wanted to have it all direct if they could, so they ended up heavily allocating the friendly local gaming stores, who obviously sell at a discount, and obviously makes GW less money because they have to buy. They sell to the stores at trade prices, which is how the store makes money off the sales. So they heavily allocated them down, and I think they went a little too far. The other point is the distribution to friendly local gaming stores is a lot harder than it is to your own shops, because it's
but they do operate a distribution. Model.
I couldn't hear that, so I don't.
You couldn't hear that they operate a distribution model.
No, it broke up. So now that I heard that you said they couldn't operate a distribution model.
No, they do. They do operate a distribution model, don't they? They don't have a shop in every town and city
totally
around.
True. But they have a web store that does the same thing. And
it just feels like they're screwing over their partners.
Yeah, but
that's all I'm saying.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
No, that's
an observation.
It's so unlike them. Check.
I know it's not like they've got form.
Notes. Oh, look, they do this every single time. Oh, wow. So to be honest, I think what you'll see a ton of this product, because I do believe they put the effort in and actually made enough, which is part of what their story came out, is they printed loads, and that's why other stock levels have been really bad.
Yeah, that's what they keep been harping about.
I think they have. Yeah. They're keeping them in reserve to send to their stores for the release day on top of the pre-orders. So come 2 weeks' time, the only people who will have unsold copies will be the GW stores. But I get the impression that they will sit there for 2 weeks, won't sell, because everyone who wants one from a GW store would have already pre-ordered it. And then they'll get sent back and put onto their direct web store. There'll be a second wave of pre-orders on the web store.
Do you know what I think it is? I think it's the robot pickers in their new automated warehouse. I, for one, welcome our new robot overlords.
No, I think it's it makes sense at their level for them, because they're what you're going to do, go buy your Games Workshop as a partner store. You're going to go buy your Games Workshop models from someone else? No. Are you just going to knock stock Games Workshop stuff? No. And you are second tier in that relationship.
That's fine to the point where it's not.
Yeah, exactly. But
people do go selling it, because if I have no product to sell, then
then what am I losing?
No, that's true. That's true. But then given modelling in the post-COVID age, when everyone does some form of mail delivery or the other, the catchment area isn't needed. What is needed is footfalls in their shops, because that's what recruits the next wave of GW hobbyists from the high street. The fact they've just made Games Workshop stamps tells you the reach that they're trying to push their branding, or the recognition their branding has.
Well, it's a bigger industry than the fishing industry.
Yeah, well,
that's not hard. We've got collecting. 3 fishermen in. Like I say, there's 3 fishermen in St Ives and 2 in Humber. That's it, isn't it? Now
they're all fighting over the same fish.
Yeah. If we had another Dunkirk tomorrow,
yeah.
Oh, what would we do?
So, apart from Leviathan,
buying it,
getting that, which I am extremely excited for in 2 weeks' time to collect.
To be fair, you did do a lot of gaming the other.
Played an absolute ton. Mm. Played a ton of games. Just haven't actually got the paints out.
Does that mean your Italians aren't finished for?
I might not be taking Italians.
What's that? Oh, all right. I can't even remember what that tournament is. It's so low down on my register of things of interest. Yeah, I can't actually remember what it's called.
Yeah, that one.
So that
one. Yeah, well, we don't know. There's some secret jiggery pokery going along on the etc. tournament. But
no, what's it called? It's annoying me now. No, it's not called it. Oh, ECT. Yes. Oh, yeah. Thank God for that. I had a moment. I had a senior moment. I was like, "What the hell is it called?"
All I can say that has been cleared by the censors is that I had a practice weekend, played some games, and I've not lost with the list yet, which is kind of scary for me because it means that I now have an expectation to actually do.
Well, yeah, you just put yourself forward as Ruffle Stomper, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be like the worst luck. You're going to get all the wrong tables, all the wrong matchups.
Yeah. I mean, one of the hand on heart, one of the genuine best things is that does happen. The team dynamic is such that that happens, and that's the way it is. It's not. I'm not worried about my team holding it against me.
Hold on, Goddard's going.
Well, he thinks he's going. I've got to pick him up from Brussels Airport, so as I drive past, I'm going to be laughing my head off.
Well, because it's in Antwerp. Way.
No, he'll be sat there going, "Fez, are you coming to collect me?" I'm like, "Yeah."
No, I'm in Brussels, Argentina, Mark. Oh. Oh, you thought it was Brussels, Belgium? No, you idiot. Why would it be in Belgium? Come on, it's like the Eurovision.
Yeah.
Let anyone in.
So, no.
That's fun.
Yeah. No, I'm
going to be quiet now for the next hour and a half because you're going to talk about games you've played and I haven't played any.
Oh, no. Really?
Yeah. Not really. Yeah, I played some bits of Warhammer, but nothing Flames of War. I'm the antithesis of you, Eddie.
We're balanced together throughout the triumvirate. There is balance of some description.
Yeah, I'm currently Crassus. I'm just sitting there on my massive pile of painted figures, and you're Julius Caesar actually doing something with them. Who was the other one? Crassus, Caesar, and Pompey, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Lee, you're Pompey.
Big boom.
I'm not sure I want to be Pompey, but okay.
Big boom Lee, Pompey Pardell.
Wow.
When's Pride in Brighton?
This week.
Yeah, they get a drag queen.
Nice.
London Brighton bike rides this weekend.
Is that the same thing?
I don't think it'll be the same weekend. It'll just be this complete devastation for the local road network.
They've confused those two events. Oh no! Oh no! It's happened again. I'm saddle sore. Yeah, but that's
yes, but you went on a bike. I was going to say I'm going to be walking funny the week after, but that's true for both.
Yeah. Why's everyone wearing cycling shorts?
Oh dear. All right, games. Lee, what have you played?
I have been playing. So we played Aeronautica down the shop.
We did tiny aeroplanes.
Yeah, a bit like Duncan. I've been a bit overworked and underplayed, but we did get some Aeronautica in, which is quite fun. So we had a couple games of that.
How was your opponent?
Good. Yeah.
Present. Yeah,
he was there.
I think we spent most of the first game just remembering how the rules worked.
Yeah.
The second game we got a bit more. It was a bit more knowing what we're doing, just trying to actually string something together.
Who made the least mistakes in the first game? Because that probably is the person that won.
Well, I mean, technically, Eddie achieved the mission by actually blowing the bridge up.
Yeah, but did he mean to achieve it?
I was very deliberate in my actions of flying down the ravine into the face of death.
Yeah.
But I got the last lap by actually killing all his aircraft.
Yes, you did.
But pretty much,
so he Hermann Goering did.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had I just had two. I had two little Xiphon fighters, which are Space Marines, like things like Battlestar Galactica Vipers.
Oh, the little interceptory type thing.
And then a Thunderhawk. And my two little interceptors died without firing a shot, basically. And then the Thunderhawk just basically soloed the entire enemy force afterwards.
Just freamed things off the board.
So I was down to my last hit point by the end.
Were you? No, you weren't.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it was. It came down to whoever landed the shot first was going to win. I managed to land it.
I didn't know that. I thought I'd another 10 points to go, and then you landed a turbo laser destructor onto.
Yeah, it was a hell of a shot. Yeah, because
tiny little lightning interceptor. Which is
I hit twice. They both did damage. They both did double damage. I did cause 4 damage, and all I needed to do was 1. It was
just like freeze. Thanks for playing.
Detonate.
Exactly.
Yeah. When we played second game we played was
It was. I think that was a fix because I think you tampered with my missiles.
Yes, I put the hook away and actually just used a couple of the old what they call Storm Eagles.
Storm Eagles. That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Backed up by one of the little fighter things, and it did quite well. But it came down to 1 fighter on 1 fighter, and
I rolled 8 missile dice and didn't get a single 5 or 6. 8.
It was like 19 points. Like Vietnam era Sparrow missiles. They just weren't locking on or anything. It's just like
I could deal with not getting the damage, just not getting a single hit was just embarrassing.
Yeah. I mean, there's quite a lot of points in those missiles, to the point where you actually could have bought another plane.
Yeah, I know.
You were trying to hunker around your Hydra system, try and tempt me over to it as well. To the point I had to sort of do a strafing one and try and take it out. So
you obliterated that poor thing.
I did, but you managed to take out one of my guys whilst I was doing it. So
I did. That's right. Yeah.
They got quite a lot of hit. They got like 4 or 5 hit points, those Storm Eagles, but it's surprising how quickly that goes.
Especially long-barreled autocannons.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was fun.
Ooh, matron.
You get some more games of that in the future.
Yeah, more scenario stuff.
That's the problem when you haven't played a system for it. I was tempted to play. We nearly played Star Wars Legion on Friday, and I just couldn't face the idea of trying to learn new rules.
Have you played it before, or is it new rules?
No, my mate Will has, but he's played it a while ago, and it was just like, nah, do you know what? I think we'll just leave it.
Well, that's the thing, because it's not just, you're not just learning new rules. It's a whole new way of tactically thinking to win the game. Like, the rules are easy to learn. Everyone's like, it's such an easy game. It's like, yes, but I want to actually do well. I don't want to just turn up and know that you're about to punch me in the face and go, oh, look, you punched me in the face. Oh, now I'm dead.
I don't mind that so much. I object more when it's like, I don't know why I've been punched in the face.
Yes. Right, so I'm going to punch you in the face. Oh, no, wait, I'm already dead. How did that happen?
Yeah. What happened there? How did that happen? Yeah. That's the bit I don't like. It's because you're just like, all right, I've got the learning curve again. Oh, okay, let's go back and look at this. Try and work out what's happened.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is fine for a couple of main systems, but you don't want it for everything.
It's quite nice that you got to use a different terrain type thing as well. The fact it was all spaceshipy and
different, just on boards.
Yeah,
counting hexes.
Yeah, fighting down a ravine was quite interesting. It sort of really cut down my ability to sort of flank like I would normally do.
Yeah,
flank with your Thunderhawk.
The Thunderhawk is normally there just to tank everything, while the Xiphons flank and hit the rear. But they couldn't. They died horribly in the frontal assault. But then the Thunderhawk just went completely.
Just went full potato. It's a bit bigger than everyone else, isn't it?
It's huge. It took up half the canyon by itself.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a Blade Angel one, so I like to think if everyone was Horus and just just completely flipped out.
Just screaming, "I'm not a demon."
I am excited to see, having played with the tiny planes, to see what the 8mm Horus Heresy stuff will be like, the new epic.
Well, the Xiphon is Horus Heresy.
Yeah, no, they all are.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun, he says. It's going to be good. I mean, the technology is coming in such a way.
No, but it's down to the rule mechanics. If it's not how I remember, I'm going to be an old Gronard now. If it's not how I remember Epic to be, like with companies of stuff, not Epic Armageddon, I don't want that. I want Titan Legions.
See, I do want Epic Armageddon. I enjoy Epic Armageddon.
Well, that's where you and I differ apart now. And that's why you're Pompey.
Epic Armageddon was peak epic for me. If it could actually,
it's too small a scale.
It wasn't too small a scale. It was still same scale as Epic was.
No. I mean, it's in the scale of the battles. They were only like company sized.
Yeah, but it only took 4.
I think you and me have played it in a vastly different way, because I remember using multiple companies of Space Marines in that game.
Are we talking about the same thing?
Yes. The last version of Epic
Armageddon. But I thought it was like more skirmishy, like not skirmishy, but it had you had more like a company rather than a single. I don't know. I used to have like 10 companies of Dark Angels worth of stuff.
I mean, I remember playing Mike, and Mike having like multiple companies of Lehman Russes.
Yeah, but Mike doesn't count. That's not. That's like that's not a good example. That's
everyone
really
plays
not
on
the
26-foot boards.
Well, this is way before Barn. This is when you actually. You know,
did he have a mustache?
No, this is pre mustache, Mike.
All right, now I was just trying to work out the timeline here. That's all. It's important.
I could say it's when Mike looked like a haggly 50-year-old man, but it sort of skips.
Doesn't it go baby, teenager, 50-year-old man?
Pretty much from Mike, yes, it does, and it's really hard to find the intervening point where it changes. So it's
there's the inflection point of teenager to.
Said with love, I'm sure. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a running joke, so it's absolutely fine. But...
Yeah, but who's running?
Who's running? Yeah, that's what I say it while I'm running away. So
yeah, exactly.
Hence why it's a running joke. But yes,
you've grown into your face, Mike.
So we play, Aeronautica.
Yeah, meanwhile back at the point.
Aeronautica.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What else have you done?
Well, other than that, it was the Big Barn Splash of the day. So our annual foray into doing some D-Day beach landings every sort of year. When it gets to June 6th, we get the nearest weekend, we go to the barn and just do a big...
It's becoming mythical now.
It was fairly epic. It was quite funny to pull out the box of stuff that I hadn't opened since I put it away at the last barn bash. And went, oh, that's what that is. Oh, I forgot I had that many bafers. Oh, that's where my Sherman crabs are in blisters pack steel. Oh, that's where all of the frontline terrain bunkers that we bought have sat forlornly.
After last year, we actually get some to Brook pits. We bought them and actually didn't do anything with them in the intervening year.
Just left them in the box.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So you're getting ready for next year. Because next year will be important.
Have you actually given them to someone, Eddie, or have you put them back in the box?
They're back in the box for now.
Oh, for God's sake. Are top men working on it?
Top men.
Yeah. Bloody hell. Should have left them with Nathan and Mike.
Donated them to the barn. Eventually, yes. Well, all my bunkers sort of live at the barn because I don't really use them anywhere else. So it's my landing crafts, my bunkers are at Mike's these days. I'm a DD Sherman's. But yeah, we did a sort of air landing Pegasus Bridge game in the first half.
I'm still hilarious.
I'm still trying to refine the scenario so it actually plays like the actual night kind of thing. But in the first year we did it, we basically did it like a normal air landing mission. It just didn't work. It didn't feel right.
No.
Had all kinds of weird and wonderful stuff being used on both sides. So the air landing guys were coming in with 6-pounders and mortars to make the points work and stuff like that. So this year it was just basically 3 air landing platoons coming in. Nathan had not Nathan. So you and Mike were the Germans this time, weren't you?
Yes, with the baddies.
Yeah, so it's like the beach defending guys sitting on the bridge, along with a machine gun nest near the bridge, and then in reserve were 4 Panzer IVs and 2 Panzer Grenadiers. Now, Panzer IVs was because when the Germans responded to the assault, they actually sent in some armoured vehicles. There's a lot of debate about what they were.
They're all Tigers, right?
So, but I think in Ambrose's book they call them Panzers, but it's probably more likely they're actually they were more likely Marders or something.
Yeah, I get the feeling that would work a lot better.
Yeah, so I think I want to rewrite it way before we get to next year and just try this again with Marders. I think what ended up being was it didn't help, but I didn't attach the extra Piats in this game. I might do that as well next time.
Oh, okay.
I only went in with like 1 Piet per platoon rather than the 2 Piets you potentially could have.
But did they have gammon bombs?
They had gammon bombs, yeah.
Yeah,
gammon bombs claim 1 Panzer. It didn't help, but when we landed, like 2 platoons didn't unpin for 2 turns.
Yeah.
So fearless.
Yeah, fearless.
With a reroll.
Yeah, fearless with a CO reroll. Nope.
Yep. Nope. Not happening.
So 1 platoon basically takes out the machine gun bunker, losing 2 platoons. Runs across the bridge, starts trying to take out the garrison on its own, while the other 2 platoons are languishing around, not doing much of anything. They eventually wake up and run across, but because they lost so much time, by the time they got across the bridge, the reserves were arriving. They were being caught out in the open. There was an ill-advised assault by the Panzers, which would have worked. It helped that the 2 Piets both missed, because 2 platoons Piets, they were able to bring the fire, but 1 missed and 1 hit, but the Schertzen stopped it.
Oh,
yeah.
Gotta love that.
I lost. So then the assault goes in. Obviously, a stand gets lost, but on the counter-attack gets made, and the gun bombs get well and truly brought out to kill 1 Panzer, and the other one decides that's a good time to run off and do something else. But all that time lost means I'm sitting out in the open, and then the Panzer Grenadiers turn up and just start mowing down machine gun fire. So in this case, their allies did not capture the bridge.
Oh no, really?
Mm. Yeah, Germans managed to push us all the way off the bridge.
What was the armour? So what was the armour from? Traditionally, the Panzer IVs, allegedly, what unit were they from?
21st Panzer. Apparently, someone used initiative at a local level to respond to the reports of a paratroop incursion.
I'll be interested to see that, because they didn't have Marders.
They had those knockout
they're
Marders,
the 307s.
Yeah.
But they're fairly okay. I mean, you could use them. They're rubbish.
Yeah,
absolutely rubbish.
In fact, actually, it might not have been 21st Panzer. It might have been one of the local grenadier units. I have to read at the book again, just see what they were.
Yeah, it'd be interesting, because I'm not sure, because obviously you only had 2 German divisions. You had, was it 716 and 352, and see what armored vehicles they had attached to them, because I don't think they had many. But then 21st Panzer wouldn't have had any Panzers that far forward, I wouldn't have thought.
No. Like I said, the Panzer IVs are almost certainly the wrong choice. So
yeah.
but they happen to be in my figure case.
That's fair enough.
Oh, that's
I don't
fine.
actually have any sort of late war Marders, which is obviously something I have to fix if it is a Marder they were using.
Do you want some?
I've got FJ
3Ms.
Marder 2s.
Yeah, let me work out what it were, because if it's 21st Panzer between you and Nathan, there's probably got the right things anyway. If it isn't, then
I think we'll do some more research in how what actually happened. And try to see
what was the difference? Really, like in terms of the assault going in, like what actually stopped the Paras? Was it that first turn? Was it just a delay in time, or
I think the delayed time? Because if we hadn't lost 2 turns, we probably would have been in the village and dug in effectively.
Yeah, and then you lost the garrison held out on the far side of the bridge for a couple of turns, grinding a couple of stands off, which then put it under strength.
Mm-hmm.
Were they just beach bombs?
Those ones were, and I did really well with my counterattacks, and took great
crazy.
joy.
It happens.
Great joy not running away. And then the Finnish guys went, "Oh no, I don't like this."
Fell back off. Yeah.
They were cowardly powers.
Always happens. Always happens.
Yeah, I mean, I got
fearless is no good.
I sort of outrun the CO because the CO was trying to rally the other 2 platoons, so I went in without a CO to sort of
yeah. But at that point you're gonna have to, aren't you? Because
you can't stand around.
You can't be everywhere. Yeah, I mean, that's really interesting.
Yeah, it was quite interesting actually, just to see how it did go the other way.
Yeah. But it's maybe just everyone gets up to speed and gets guys who don't play things well often get the rules back into their system, that kind of thing. So
it was always a close run thing as well, wasn't it? It wasn't a walkover for the air landing troops.
No, not at all. No.
So that's really interesting. So that was ham and jam.
No ham and jam.
Spam
and spam.
At this point,
spam and marmalade. Yeah.
Eddie had to shoot off and do some errands, so he missed out most of the action on the actual D-Day
Forward.
game.
I did a spearhead scout move to locate lockup number 3.
Yeah.
An undisclosed location.
Storage facility 3.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Really, it's just so I can have a permanent painting desk. That's all. That's all this
airbrush station.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yep. In my head, I can see my idolized work desk.
Oh, Eddie.
And it's just one. It's one like 12-foot desk space, which has like my work at home system and a roller chair, so I can be like, right, okay, fire one email off, slide down, put another base coat and a wash on, slide down, do some airbrushing, and then just slide back, do another email, and just that'll be my work day.
So like Homer Simpson's nodding.
Although, to be fair, there's one extra
duck.
bit I would add to that, having seen the place that would be not the main living room space, so the kitchen's behind. So I could, on the way back to the work desk, swing by the coffee machine and get another coffee, and then just go faster and faster throughout the day until eventually it gets a bit confused, and I just throw coffee on my miniatures, put an airbrush across my work screen, and
Lee, I don't think this is going to end well.
No, yeah. So I had to nip out for real life stuff, which was worth it, but not. It's a bit sad because I missed the start of the game, the big game.
Yeah. So I actually got to be on the Allied side for once, which is really nice with their beach landing game.
It's hard work.
You're allowed to be an ally.
I know. Mike is willing to accept being Germans now, much more than he ever used to be. So it's
It's because we filled him full of Brockwurst.
No, it's because I keep turning up and playing with the SS bad guys. And he's like, well, at least I'm not that bad.
It's all relative.
I was only adjacent to war crimes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's not as dubious as Fez is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Laughing mechanically as he gets his own models killed.
I can't wait till Mike sees the 23p, class 23p.
Oh, dear, yeah. Go to shoot some kids, Mike.
Yeah, I might...
If you want to be scared, you've got to kill a child. So I'm sorry, it's the only way this is going to work. There goes YouTube monetization when I put this video up.
Yeah. Well, not killed. You don't want to kill him.
Shoot to maim. That's one better.
Exactly.
Class 23B. Oh, they're going to sort that IS-2. Oh no, the IS-2's seen them. It has defensive fire.
Charge.
Oh dear.
Yeah. 23p. Oh, that's how many people are left.
Oh, God.
Out of the entire company.
Yeah.
Oh, a class size. That's a pretty good class size there. So. So I was using British. We had Chris there with his lovely flotilla of landing craft in his 29th
so pretty.
Panzer. Not 29th, but 29th Infantry Division. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, 29th Panzer.
I know.
29th. We went slightly ahistoric with this one.
So that's the blues and greys, isn't
it?
Yeah. 29th, let's go.
We then had Tom, who had not playing Flames of War since last time we did the beach landing game. So having an extra kid arrive, so it's obviously it's about the first time I had a chance to get back out and play some Flames. But he has been busy and painted the rest of his big red ones. So he had
nice.
Excellent.
Which is good. It all looked really nice. He's put a lot of effort into it, so it looked cracking. And then we had Seb, I missed a memo, turn up with his 82nd Airborne.
It's a bit mean.
Oh, Seb.
There was a miscommunication, wasn't there? I guess that is missing a memo, but
yeah. To be fair, he asked if it's okay because this is when it looked because my eldest has been off with a tummy bug. It looked like I wouldn't be able to make it. I said, all right, well, we'll have to skip the Ham and Jam game. Won't have my paras there.
Yeah,
and I think Seb said I can bring my paras. I think everyone assumed he meant for bring it for the thing. I think in his mind he thought it'd be something cool like having the Airborne behind for landing pitch. Obviously at Utah Beach, they do sort of link up with your guys going off to bit reach. And to be fair, that is something we had talked about previously about doing for the big splash, having like the Airborne coming off in reserve behind the enemy lines.
Can we do that? Because I've got all the little tanks. I've got all the I've got the 101st Panzer training air tiling.
When
so they could fight their way through them.
Yeah.
No, they landed. then they fought their way down to the beach, didn't they?
Really?
Yeah, when they landed, that was Caraton.
Okay.
I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, they basically sent the 101st to take on the 82nd.
Right.
There we go. There's something for next year.
Yeah. That's something we can look at.
Yankees. Mm-hmm. Maybe we could just do Yankees. No Brits. Because the Brits weren't there, right? They weren't there at D-Day.
No. I've watched all the war movies. No. I can get a test.
Yeah, I watched all. I was going to say I've watched all of the war movies.
In northern France were the hapless ones who didn't listen to the Band of Brothers and got shot by that tiger through that wall.
Yeah.
That's in Market Garden, isn't it?
Sorry,
that's in Market Garden. That they're no so property damage. That's when the Brits are with their 101st.
Oh yeah, so they weren't in Normandy at all then. No. Yeah.
Apart from Montgomery, because he was there, because he was the bad guy, right?
And Sean Connery.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. Good. Right, glad we cleared that up.
Yeah, so I was using like a British Rifle Company with backed up by some DD tanks, some Averies, some Centaurs, because excuses my Centaurs I have to take.
Yeah.
I was going to say Centaurs back again, yeah.
There's a yearly time the Centaurs actually
yearly day trip. Yeah,
quick bit of a spoiler. How do they get on?
We get on really much. Yeah, they're well over time.
Excellent.
Yeah, but my DD tank. So on the first wave, one DD tank didn't even find the beach and got lost.
Nice.
One got swamped, and only one actually managed to get to the beach, where it promptly bogged down. So it didn't actually move off the beach.
I mean, dude, it's just totally historical. It's great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because he actually went in my turn. He was then sat still, and put two smoke rounds through the vision slit of the 88 bunker staring down the beach.
Nice.
So bought some time for the other guys to move up. I was very happy with that shot. It was like, you did really well there, little DD tank.
Pat on head. Yeah.
I had out of the 3 platoons, 1 platoon spent the first 2 turns trying to find the beach. 1 platoon spent the first 2 turns trying to unpin, because 5+ rally is always fun.
Yeah.
And the other platoon went full potato, charged the pillbox, machine gun pillbox. Then consolidated into a minefield, whereupon one stand actually set the mines off. Cleared that minefield, ran across a cornfield and took out an 88 bunker. And finally ended up on the objective with like 2 guys left. I thought, I should probably pull this platoon off and bring them back on. They've done a sterling work, but they can have a little rest now. But it was like a little gap in the defences where Ian was immediately opposite me, and Mike was opposite Tom to my right.
Yeah,
and they'd left a gap between their respective tables
because they weren't joined up thinking.
Yep. So I aimed my guys there, but
that very historical.
It had an unforeseen consequence that basically it sort of pushed all our guys down the table. So Tom ended up basically going for one objective rather than 2. I took Tom's other objective, one of my objectives, and then Chris, who basically ran in front of this defensive position that Nathan had set up and couldn't crack it. Then went to the right and then took my last objective, and it was like so we ended up basically taking 4 of the 8 objectives. So both of Tom's, both of mine, for basically an allied minor victory.
Well, yeah, I mean, I did come back and take over Seb's Americans.
Yeah, because Seb had basically been knocked out by hay fever. He was not
biological warfare. Apparently, I missed this.
Yeah, he was not having a fun time, unfortunately.
I mean, we were all slowly baking in the barn, it must be said, because it was hella hot.
I have never drunk so many glasses of water. Basically, Mike was bringing these urns of like water.
Yeah, hats off, Mike.
They were going down almost as quickly as he was bringing
and jugs of ice, which was just phenomenal.
I'll tell you what, a small cheer went up when you got back with the ice creams. It's like, ice cream break, brilliant. Yep.
Were you considering going full Chernobyl miner at one point? Just asking.
I'm just saying, naked miners will definitely get us off the YouTube.
It might get us more patrons.
Or less.
Or less, yeah.
Yeah, no, so I was in the beach section of adjacent Nathan, who had done pretty well at damaging the paras coming up the board. It was quite hilarious though, because as I turned up, Seb had already left, so Nathan was literally rolling dice to shoot his own models. And I managed to get one cheeky assault off, which took out 3 88s and a bunker by getting the side in. And I was clearing minefields left and right. I was like, I'm doing all right here. And then everything just dissolved. It's one of those rounds where everything just kind of shoots.
That happens with the infantry.
Yeah. It's just like, machine guns. I lost 2. Oh, machine guns. I lost 2. Yeah. Oh, there's not much left here. Yeah, and then his reluctant beach bums would not fall back, and yet my fearless paras like, yeah, okay, that's
reluctant
enough.
Is the new veteran.
That's it. You keep saying it. Reluctant does far better than fearless every single time.
Ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Like, fall back. Oh, okay, and he'd be like, right, I'm going to fire 7 shots. You're hit on 4s. You're concealed. So that's 5s. And that's 6 hits. I'm like, what? and then instantly, at the same time, I'm trying to figure out how these 6, like, it's okay, 6 hits, that's fine. Then the table next to me is like, oh, this guy's just been hit 5 times as well. It's like, what?
Well, you shouldn't attack those, reluctant.
The hilarious thing
troops,
was obviously Seb's army was not designed for beach assaults. So trying to do cross checks to get the 57 mils off the beach was hilarious.
Oh God!
I mean, they had no chance because even across here they've got like a 5 up cross.
Might be 4.
Across here it's a 4 up. Whereas in the landing craft next to them, the jeeps who have a 4 up were failing their crosshairs on 3s and just getting stuck and just sitting in the landing craft going, well, this is fun. So it was my side was very much a case of it all went horribly wrong. So from my version of this year's D-Day barn warfare, where I successfully defended the Pegasus Bridge with Germans and then failed to capture anything on the beaches of Normandy, I have reversed history.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
it's completely the other way around.
Ein Berliner.
The problem you get with being an attacker is that yes, your infantry recycle, but your armor doesn't.
Yeah.
And if you start losing your armor as the enemy's armor starts arriving, it becomes a real uphill struggle for the infantry to make any sort of dent.
Well, so I think thinking from a game point of view, now that we've done 2 and we've got a kind of a feel for how it works, I think there's something to be said for the order in which you land. So getting your infantry in 2 or 3 turns before you even try to deploy some tanks.
Yeah.
Bar maybe the DD tanks who turn up.
The DDs, you just let them do their own thing. They may or may not,
or whatever. But then waiting a turn or 2 before you start rocking up with crocodiles or your Churchills or your actual armor, so that you're both arriving at the same time. Because
you've got to clear the beach area.
We've got to clear the beach area. We've got to clear those bloody 88. Bunkers, because they just vaporize anything armored on the beach.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did. I in my first wave, I had all my infantry, but because we had 5 assault craft each. Yeah. I brought the Centaurs on because I wanted them to start putting down artillery if I needed to. Originally, I was going to leave on the boat for longer.
Yeah, well, historically, they're bombarding from the boat, weren't they?
Yeah, they landed later on. Yeah.
Yeah.
But because it ties up a boat, I needed to actually land a boat so I could bring everything else on.
Yeah.
But I didn't bring the Avries on until like the second wave, when by that time the infantry was starting to clear some of the bunkers, which I know was what the Avries there for, but I didn't want to lose the Avries too early.
Yeah.
But in the end, they were champs. They took 2 hits from the 88 bunker and bounced both of them.
Ho, ho, ho.
That front armor 9 kicks in.
Top dollar.
But it's fun. As always, it's a fun game. Lots of snacks and sausages. Nice lunch spread we had.
Yeah, no, thanks, Mike, for hosting, as always.
And like I say, we shall talk a bit more about next year when we get to events.
I've got to paint my British.
I've got to find those Tobruk pits and paint those.
Yes.
A lot more beach covered next time.
More beach.
So yeah, that was me. You've been playing loads of
loads of mid-war games. It's crazy. It's mad. It is the etc. tournament is slowly kind of appreciating the difference from a normal Flames of War tournament when it comes to the need to work as a team for the allocation, and the crazy allocation like at the beginning of the round when you have 6 players versus 6 players, the matchup stuff, actually starting to understand it, and as I understand it a bit more I can see the genius that's at play, because it really does change a normal tournament. Because if you had 6 players and 6 players with a random lists, that's completely different to having the ability to control the list and stance versus the order which you put people up and do there, which is it's actually starting to become a lot of fun, if I'm honest. And yeah, I mean, like I said last year, and as you guys know, I didn't see any of the nonsense that sort of slanders the name of the tournament from previous years. So I'm excited for this year, and we'll see. And like I said, doing really well with my list at the moment, which makes me nervous. I wish it was like one that was like, oh yeah, you might do all right, but no, it's come out pretty strong.
So how many games do you play in your last sort of training session? I know you can't tell us the list you faced.
Yeah,
like that,
I did. So I've done 5 on one weekend and then another 4. And
so 9.
It's 9. There you go. So that's fairly indicative of could absolutely tank at the tournament.
And how many of those? So you said 9 games undefeated. Are they all wins?
Yeah, they're all wins. 6-3. Yeah, not big wins. Some were bloody and some were, it wasn't like a whitewash, like, oh, I've automatically won this. They were hard fought. But there were wins nonetheless. There were a couple that were just kind of like.
With ETC, what matters more, wins or the points you score?
Wins, just wins.
Right, so bloody wins are okay. Far better
bloody
than
wins.
draws.
Bloody wins are far. You get. They call them big points. So you have 3 days of games, 2 games, two games per day. So you play 6 games, and your team will generate a number of wins, and that is your big point score. And if you have the most big points, you win the tournament. It's as simple as that. The only time
the victory points count back then, or
exactly
something?
that. So count back is for deciding differences between big points. So it's all about wins, which it makes it really
quite like that.
It's really good.
As in, I quite like to go to a singles event that did that, because I think sometimes it's a bit, winning should be the most important thing, not
how you won.
Yeah.
Because
there's some lists that you can't avoid losing.
Yeah, that's true.
Or just bleeding points out of, right? So
yeah,
that's interesting.
No, it's good, and the way that you can pick. You present 2 lists and they pick 1, and then they present a list and you pick 2. It's kind of the to and fro in that way is really interesting to kind of protect some lists early on, to then give yourself a much more favourable outcome later on. So standing on the shoulders of giants and drinking lots of beer and eating curry, good curry, oh, so good. Yeah.
Belgian curry.
The Belgian curry was good, the one we found. But no, the Team England, Team England frequent a curry house so much that they don't even ask the order. They just know, they know the curry house house knows their order and gives them the best table, and it's just like, yep, here's this, here's that. What do the newbies want? Here's a menu, you can pick.
And that'll be your order going forward. You never change.
Yeah.
Can't choose anything new to the menu. That's to choose widely.
It's a good curry house. I'll put it that way. Trying to think. And then this weekend I've got hopefully send some pictures up on the Discord. a gigantic Battle of Pelennor Fields game, which includes 4-foot reproduction of Minas Tirith with walls and buildings that my friend has 3D printed. I think we've got 8 Mummikill.
Is this at Wargame 7 or is it
Guildford Games Club?
World?
Guildford Games Club. No, yeah, we've got 3D printed buildings, so they won't let us do that. And half the Mummikill are 3D printed as well, but they're from files where they're like rearing up or charging, and it's going to be
nice.
it's going to be really good. So all I have to do this week is make and build a 28mm Grand from a 3D print kit that I've got.
That's the Rhino thing, isn't it?
That's the battering ram.
Grand
will breach it. Which is incredible, but this model was scaled down from its original full 28mm true scale, where it was like 2.5 foot long. It's huge. So now, I'll get that made and sprayed, and then I also have to write the rules for the main game. It's going to be fine. It's fine. Life just happens all at once. What's next, Lee?
Well, have you been doing anything in the Necromunda campaign? Any more games in Necromunda since we last spoke?
Did I talk about the last one?
Was this...
Yeah, the land train one. Yeah.
Where it was a rolling road and everything was crashing and going crazy. Or did I talk about? I can't even remember.
Victory Road.
Victory Road. Yeah, so that was the last that we did a big game where the other gamers were trying to capture my big land train.
Right.
That was the end. So. That was the end of the campaign. That was like the finale that we ran.
Okay. All right. Yeah, fair enough. That probably was.
Yeah. So that's gone quiet. I missed Games Club the other night due to work commitments. And then I am about to go tomorrow night to play Lord of the Rings to remind myself how the rules work before the big game of the week. Very, very, very intelligent choice. Practicing. What's that all about? And then the next Necromunda, we're going to go back to the Hive Futuron. Whilst Battletech and other distractions will come up in the past, I'm sure. And then obviously Leviathan for 40k. So many games, so little time. It's not fair. Is it Officer's Answers next?
I believe it is, yeah.
Cool. Right, so an Officer Answers then. We shall go on from our lovely Discord Patreon channel, as mentioned earlier. Carl Stockperson asks, which Space Marine Legion is each nation in Flames of War most similar to? And for a bonus, which Legion would Monty play?
Which Legion would Monty play? That's a very good question. Which ones have got like turtlenecks?
Corn has turtlenecks.
No, that's a good.
Or is he Zench? I think Monty would actually be Zench.
Well, no, he's not chaos, is he? He's not chaotic.
He's totally chaotic.
Oh, he's not. He's really not.
I mean, clearly, France, Belgium, and Netherlands are salamanders, Raven Guard, and Iron Hands all get taken up very early. Don't really play anything afterwards.
Yeah,
it's game over.
Yeah, they get absolutely Istavan 5'd.
I'll probably lean to France being Raven Guard because they do obviously still do some actions afterwards.
Istavan Krieg.
Yeah.
Oh, poor little France. I think America's got to be the Ultramarine, surely. All about logistics.
Yeah. Material might. Yeah. Also, they're trying to make their own separate little kingdom over on the other side of the world.
You did what?
Yeah. We're an empire? We're not an empire. Are we an empire? Question mark? Yeah.
Question mark? Would you need to be an empire? Question mark. Asking for a friend.
Germans. I mean, I'd like to say the Germans was something like what do you call it? Thousand Sons.
I was going to say, surely they're the Sons of Horus because they're basically, they start everything off.
They start everything. The instigators.
But it's the lack of denial about the fact that everything's going. We did nothing wrong. What did we do? We didn't do anything. We were betrayed at every turn. We only lost the First World War because we were stabbed in the back. What?
Yeah.
I can say
this is all your fault.
Yeah. Actually, they could quite easily be the word bearers as well, couldn't they?
Yeah.
The original instigators. They should be the original instigators. Yeah.
So I was going to go with Italy being the word bearers because obviously they were fascists before the Germans were.
That's true. I can totally. That is 100%. True.
And I can see Mussolini as Lorgar as well, just going,
"Yep,
I'm a big boy.
I'm a big boy.
Yeah. Can I play at the big
We're
boy
going to go
table?"
over here. Oh, it's all gone wrong."
Yep. I think that's a very good call.
So what Legion would Monty play?
Monty. Hold on, we haven't done the Brits yet. Who would the British be?
It's difficult.
Flesh not steel.
I can't go Imperial Fists. The whole
defending Battle of Britain,
implacable defense kind of thing. It's
yeah,
no personality.
Does that make Monty Lysander?
It makes him. That won't work. He makes him Rogal Dawn.
I think Monty wants to try and imagine himself being an armored genius. Would probably want to be Khan. Be the Khan because obviously they're lightning fast things, but obviously he's really not. He's definitely Perturbo.
Just grinding through things. Yeah.
But with a smile on his face.
And all you guys don't appreciate me enough. It's like that's definitely Perturbo.
Here's your cigarettes. Now go run over that minefield.
Yep.
Martin Turner asks, on the theme of most useless platoons you can take, please explain why you should field a unit of Soviet 150mm towed artillery. Because I've seen what it does when you fire it directly at a ballistic gel dummy.
It's just...
it's like one better firepower than the 123, isn't it? Or something.
It's 2+, I think, rather than 3. And it's got more range.
But it's towed artillery with all the negatives that gives in. Some stuff is only there for completeness and scenario play.
That's an interesting question. What is the worst unit?
I know someone tried making the claim that 25 pounders were, but clearly...
Oh my gosh.
They're just looking for a fight.
In what period? What? Universally? Because they're definitely not in mid-war. Dear God.
Yeah, late war 25 pounds just feel a bit redundant.
Well, it's only because they pointed them out because the mid-war ones are so good.
Mm-hmm. The points are completely wacky for 25 pounders in late war because it's just like so I can have a sexton for 12 points or a 25 pounder for 14 points.
Well, you get 4 24 pounders, you only get 3 sextons, right?
No, you get 4
sextons.
Oh my God.
It makes no sense.
It's because the 25 pounders are fearless. Fearless, veteran, careful.
For all those assaults that happen in...
I say it makes more sense in mid-war than it does in late war, where they're being used as last-ditch anti-tank guns, kind of thing.
Mid-war, they actually, that fearless comes in really handy. But
what do you never see on the tabletop ever?
CS
Panthers.
Panthers, yeah.
Panthers are a good shout for the most useless unit.
Poor old Panthers.
Martin does go on to ask, and as a supplementary discussion, explain the pointing of the Hungarian 75mm Hussar howitzer.
The Hussar howitzer is utterly ridiculously pointed.
What is the point? I didn't know what was going on.
Okay, so in the Hussar formation, it's the only way you can get. It's the only way you can get this unit. They are towed 75mm mounting guns.
Right.
I believe they're 85 direct fire.
Are they towed by horses?
They are not. Oh. They have no limbers. So,
what?
Yeah, you don't get limbers with them. You'd have to tow them with a truck or something. It's just weird. They are 12 points, I believe, for 4 guns. They have no direct fire capability, and they are no better than an 81mm mortar.
Oh my God!
So I think and you get the Hussar special rule. I think so. You get like an ability to follow me better. Because that's what you really want for
can't do on guns.
I can't remember. It's something ridiculous.
No, you can dig in and cross here. There's only 2 commands.
I think they're just. There might be veteran actually, because the Hussars are veteran careful, so they're probably factoring some of that points cost into the guns. But they're just awful.
If they had horse tows,
what tow missiles? Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah. No, if they had horses,
if they had limbers.
Limbers, then you could justify the points by saying you can recreate the military tattoo on the tabletop, doing a figure of 8.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't do that because you can't do the whole gun thing where you have to break it down and to put it through a wall.
That's Navy do that.
That's Navy. Yes, Marines.
Is it?
The Royal Horse Trade, like how you said, did the whole.
Do they just gallop around?
Yep. At each other.
I just don't know what the point of them. It's another one of those ones you look at and go, I don't know how you got to that points cost. I just don't know. Like, I don't know
it's the spreadsheet. Spreadsheet of
It's because they're veteran careful. But it's the 85. You're like, this is useless.
This is not doing anything.
This can't do anything against anything. I mean, in mid-war, 85. What are you going to do? Shoot an armor car that then actually might bounce the hit as the final humiliation.
How embarrassing! Which you can't do because he's got a direct fire.
What do you mean?
Oh no, they only have direct fire.
No, they've got direct fire and they've got barrage, but the barrage is no better than an 81mm mortar. It's like firepower 4.
Can you have 81mm mortars in that formation?
Not in the formation. You can only have hussar platoons, and I think
the
guns
in that case,
and
it makes a kind of sense. If that's the only artillery that formation gets, at least has a role.
It has something. Yeah.
You're not taking.
If you tell me that they had the mortars also in the formation,
no. They're not entirely devoid. But you just look at the support platoons, and you go, oh, I'll have 400 100mm guns instead. They're much better. Oh, and they're 5 points cheaper. Oh, that's excellent. Yeah, brilliant. They got 2-up firepower indirect. Oh, wonderful. Oh, good news. Good news, boys.
Mike Robinson. Here's to you, Mike Robinson. Asks, so Warlord has never shied away from including pop culture units in bolt action. The cast of MASH, Dad's Army, etc. If Battlefront were to try this, what units would you like them to introduce, and what kind of weird rules would they have?
David Hasselhoff, absolutely. In Team Yankee.
Team Yankee, yes.
Yep.
Yeah. What rules?
He just wins, doesn't he?
Just wins.
He brings down the wall.
He brings down he's got the.
If the Team Yankee, if David Hasselhoff begins his turn standing on a wall.
Yeah, standing next
to the wall is removed at the end of turn.
He's got like a bunker buster ability, yeah.
Any team standing upon
they just get him to surrender. These German units would just surrender.
If he stands on a wall at the beginning of the turn, by the end of the turn, that wall is removed, and all enemy units must fall back as if driven off in combat for 6 inches from the wall.
Also, comes a kit as a soft skin transport vehicle.
Yeah. And what about
and it's amphibious
from Inglourious Bastards? You could have the Bear Jew, which is with a baseball bat. So you got like hit SS on 2s
on a 6+, annihilates entire army.
It goes wild.
I would like my Team Yankee. I would have the A team.
Oh, obviously.
Oh, good one.
1979 crack unit of Army commandos was sent to prison for crimes it didn't commit. Which subsequently escaped.
Have an okay stat line, unless they spend a turn in an entirely enclosed building.
They can't kill anyone. Surely they can't.
Oh my gosh!
Because they wouldn't. Yes. Whenever they fire, they never hit.
If they score a hit in combat, they automatically win the combat, but do not remove any stands.
Yeah, and same with shooting.
If you score a hit.
You just pin people down.
Enemy stand just moves D3 inches as it
just drives them back. It doesn't actually kill anyone.
Or it flips the.
But you cannot move a light vehicle. Yeah, you can't move a light vehicle within 6 inches without a cross check for dangerous.
And you could have the you could have the 18 ban, couldn't you?
Oh. I think what I'm thinking of is the episodes where they're kind of like MacGyver. So now I want MacGyver as a single.
MacGyver, yeah.
But yeah, as a single stand where he is just a single spotter, unless he spends the turn inside an enclosed building
with a paperclip.
Yep, and then next turn he becomes like veteran.
He gets one nuclear strike. Yeah. Oh no, he gets one. Toss one barrage. There you go.
It won't range in. Then your
it will never range in.
Yeah. Or Chuck Norris.
You could have Indiana Jones in mid-war with a Panzerfaust.
That would be fun.
The Panzerfaust.
Yeah, that's what he has, doesn't he? In the
it's like an RPG, isn't it?
It's RPG 7. Yeah. That would actually be really funny.
So just give him that. Yeah, it's special platoon, RPG 7, and he's only got a pistol otherwise. Because he had a pistol.
He does hit on 2s because of his whip.
Exactly.
Yes. Absolutely.
And if the first time he fails a save, actually it's just his hat's got knocked off. So he has to spend the turn finding his hat.
All swamps are impassable due to the snakes.
Due to snakes. Had to be snakes.
Yeah, it can't cross the water feature. Yep. Oh, I want that now. Phil, make it happen. What about tanks? Is anyone tanky or fightery? Airwolf. Oh my god! An uninterceptable helicopter because it obviously presses its turbo button.
Automatically follows me.
With a helicopter.
Yeah, no, it follows me, but you have no option. So you place the model down, and if you forget to follow me, the opponent has to go turbo boost.
Yeah.
It has to move.
But also, it has anti-helicopter missiles, anti-tank missiles.
I mean, it's just rife with them. The $1 Million Man with a 28-inch dash move.
When we actually get to the Pacific, we actually have 8.5 hot tonight. I have the actual the band group in there.
Lovely boys.
Can
we do a carry-on film? Can we have carry on World War II? And you can have.
Well, the original that's where they got the name from, wasn't it? I'm going to segue into a weird fact here. So the first one was Carry On Sergeant.
Mm-hmm. Carry On Sergeant.
That's exactly. That's why they're called Carry On films.
Ah, see,
there you go.
Matron. And see James go. Wah, 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 wah. There we go. Carry On characters. And Barbara Windsor.
It's just called Carry On Phil. Single model, 3,000 points.
Carry on up the flames of war.
That'd be very meta putting Phil into the game.
Oh, all the Battlefront staff.
Make it happen, Phil.
Pete can only deploy on sea.
Yeah.
Walter features in his boat. Polynesian
he's the anti-Jones. He sees off Indiana Jones because he deploys.
Gets rid of him.
Yeah.
Goes around knocking over Duncan swim wagons. Yeah.
Exactly. Oh my god.
The Lannister. Darrow Noonan asks, in your opinions, which US command card for a division such as the 2nd Infantry Division Indian Head from Bulge US or 30th Infantry Division Old Hickory from D-Day would be best to represent the T patches of the 36th Infantry Division? And would you then transition the infantry from regular to veteran to battle worn? Oh, and when would you? I don't know the T patches.
Which one's the T patches? Hold on.
I reckon he's making this up to test us.
Well, for me, I'd say if you had one 30th Infantry Division card and then added 3 2nd Infantry Division Indian Head cards, that would get you to 36.
No, oh god. Oh, we're now doing maths jokes. It's the third.
The countdown conundrum.
Okay. It's 36th Infantry Division Arrowhead. Panther Division.
36th, it says the T patches of the 36th Infantry Division.
Yeah.
We should probably... I mean, this just proves that we don't look at these in advance.
I see the thing about the second is that obviously you get SMGs. So I think they were fairly unique with that. I can't remember what the other card does. Because I never take it because it's points.
So it's the Texas Army National Guard.
Yes, I don't think
hence the T for the patch.
I don't think they would have SMGs. Because the thing about the Indian Head is they had a ton of Thompsons given to them. So you probably wouldn't use that. When did they land? They must have landed after D-Day. So that must have been their first operations, what I imagine was 44.
Wow, they did a lot in World War One.
Oh no, they were in Italy. Oh, okay, that makes a difference.
Yeah, I'm just trying to rapidly read up on them,
Yeah, man reads things on the internet. Using Wikipedia? Is that amazing?
Well,
totally true.
If they fought in North Africa, Italy, and they were in Husky, I think they might be pretty banged up before they... Because the whole point about D-Day, wasn't it? They landed troops that hadn't been fighting previously, really.
Yeah, so they're going to be fresh when they land in North Africa.
Yeah.
By the time you get to Italy in 1944, they're definitely going to be veteran. And probably by the end, in 45, they'll definitely be battle weary. Because if you think about the Big Red 1, which will be the nearest comparison in terms of
did they fight in Africa?
Yeah,
Big Red 1 fight when
the 36th Infantry.
Yeah,
1943.
They were in from
Rabat. I've been to Rabat. That's in Morocco.
Yep. So they were in the second half where they're fighting obviously towards Tunisia.
They missed out in Sicily.
But they were in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they'd have been pretty beat up by then, I think, because Italy's not exactly forgiving.
I think war as a whole is slightly,
No, I know, but I think Italy was just infantry country, and just a big old. Do you want to go and fight over this pointless hill in?
Oh, they fought a casino.
There you go.
Nice.
So I think they would go to battle weary. I think they go before that, Lee. I think it'd be mid-44.
Oh, then they went into southern France.
Yes, but Operation. Oh God, what was that called?
Dragoon.
Dragoon. Thank you.
Thank Wikipedia. Donations required.
Yeah.
It's weird to say you love a global conflict, but it's just so much. It's just so much to sit there and kind of go, oh, okay, so this division went here, went to there, and then took part in this. Oh, okay, and you'd never even heard of them before.
It's pretty unique.
So much. Yeah,
we're gonna have to come.
The answer there, Daryl, was we don't know.
We'll have to. We'll come back to you. We will find out.
But yeah, no, we can discuss it further. That'll probably be one to put in the general chat, and then see other people chime in who have a better idea. Although, for the record, I do have to say, because my wife does listen to this, Texas ooh.
Texas ooh.
Yeah, she's from Colorado. I don't like Texans.
Well, isn't it just hot?
No, the oil money comes up, buys mountain territory and gentrifies mountains into summer lodges, and then drives out Coloradians because they can't afford the rates because of the Texas oil money. It's a whole thing. But yeah, Texas ooh. But
okay. Oh, ooh, not who. Okay.
No, ooh, like ooh.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
I feel like a female sheep. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. 36th Infantry Division. Interesting. Cool patch though. Porky7 asks, Battlefront has been trying to bring the rules from Team Yankee, NAM, FOAN, Fate of a Nation, in line with FOWOW, Flames of War. Team Yankee, especially, is a game for tank versus tank combat. Unless you're Mike Everest, in which case...
Disagree.
Disagree.
Yeah.
Hard disagree. Do you think that adding rules for towed artillery and mortars, especially for the Soviets, would dramatically change the flavour of the game or make it too slow to play?
I think in Team Yankee they should just have off-table artillery. There, I've said it.
Yeah.
If instead of having tow guns on table, you should be able to counter battery fire against stuff that's off table.
Well, they did that. They did that with the original NAM rules.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it's in the new book or not, the Osprey one.
But it would make a lot more sense because you got these.
I'm pretty sure it is. I think their VC rocket artillery is off table.
It just doesn't exist, does it? It's just a template that comes in from.
The precedence was set by you've got naval artillery and Flames of War, haven't you?
Yeah.
Which doesn't have
even Flames of War. It's a little bit like, why is this even here?
No, it should, like I said, unless it's in the formation, it should not be on the board.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like mortars are about about the only artillery that should be on the table.
But outside of that, I think it would be. I think they die pretty quickly. Everything's more lethal in Team Yankee. Everything.
Yeah. I don't think it'll make it too slow to play necessarily.
No. It doesn't slow it down in Flames of War, so I don't see
why
it
does. It's the number of templates is the problem, not necessarily what they are. You could have, if you've got like 4, 5, 6 templates.
I mean, I'm just thinking about if you hit Mike's Marine company or platoon with all the different types of stands that infantry platoons have. Because even Afghanistan, Soviets have, that one's an RPG-7, that one's a rifle team, that one's an RPG-7, oh, that one's a special grenade launcher, oh, that one's, because the batch rolling becomes a lot harder because of the mix of types of stands you have.
Yeah, because they're not all just generic rifles.
They're all rifles. Okay, I've hit 3 of them. Okay, no worries. Those guys are dead, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would slow it down.
Although, can I share a little idea I had for talk about artillery? For speeding up games with artillery, which I'm going to take to the etc. tournament. So war bases do the MDF cut tokens, which are the same size as a ranged in marker.
They do.
Correct. I'm going to, for each of my artillery platoons, print out on my little printer. You can do it with a pen though, and write which token is which battery.
Yep.
But then I'll also put the anti-tank value and the firepower on the tokens. So if you have lots of tokens, you are going, oh, that one goes there. You can even put the skill as well if you need to. So you can have, you can look at the token and go, right, that's a veteran battery. It is anti-tank 2 and it's 4 at firepower.
Shall I tell you my idea for speeding up the game?
Table flip.
No. It's six gun batteries get +1 a hit. 2 gun batteries get -1 a hit. There you go.
Oh,
no re-rolling.
I like that.
The maths is basically the same.
I like it a lot.
It's basically the same.
I like that a lot. And then -1 save for repeats.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, but yeah, sure. But I was just doing it straight off the hits. Yeah. -1 save. Yeah, for the hits.
Yeah. No re-rolls.
No re-rolls.
Yep.
Re-rolls just slow things down.
Phil, you can have that one for free, mate. Yeah. Stick that in. Version 5.
Mine and I were talking about that. We actually did the maths on it. It's almost identical in terms of the average,
so much more
averages.
So much more
because a lot of time, what used to be re-rolls in version 3 is now a slightly better stat. So yeah. Like I say, the maths do check out.
Ooh. Sorry, I'm just thinking the discussion we had about artillery and the fact that in version 4 it doesn't quite work in that a repeat bombardment is emphatically worse at digging out dug-in people. And actually, if you don't get them in the first salvo, then just raining more shells in on a dug-in position doesn't work. Otherwise, World War One wouldn't have been World War One.
You mean the actual mechanic and justification behind why a repeat bombardment is better?
Yeah.
So it should be the other way around.
It should be the other way around.
Which it always used to be. It used to make perfect sense. Once artillery was in, it was really there for suppression.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to dig people out. So yeah, Team Yankee. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think it would be nice to have aligning the rules, the core rules, yes, but don't lose the special bits that make NARM.
I think just have mortars on table and then everything else is off for tokens. Yeah. I don't think it's worth including them.
So I think the trick there is there should be a mission for people to play like the Firebase overrun type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, because there are times when, these units are normally way behind the back lines, but they're not always, because you are overrunning a Firebase where these guns are present, and that's when you get the direct fire, action, intense stuff going on.
Yeah, like doing alarm.
Yeah, so if you have a mission that helps that.
Yeah, that's always useful.
Yeah, but what you wouldn't have necessarily is, 25 pounders on one side of the board, 10.5 centimeters on the other side of the board, shooting at each other.
I don't think there's a need for that in Team Yankee.
No,
I know there was a lot of consternation about not being included at the start, and I just don't know what it adds.
Yeah,
I think you should have there should be some mechanic where you can say I'm going to buy some off table. I mean, and then the argument is I can't do anything about them. They're off table. All right.
But you can't.
Which way you need to have rules of counter battery. And
yeah,
so you got artillery airstrikes to take out artillery.
Yeah.
Well, no, you just take out the observers.
But everyone's observing Team Yankee.
Yes,
exactly. Kill everyone. Nukes.
But there are ways you could get around. You could get around it. You could have a mechanic for pinning stuff because it's all tow guns, and that's really what. To be honest, that's really what matters. Is being pinned.
Is being pinned. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you can kill them, but like it's just more like they're pinned. Right, counter battery fires pinned them, or there should be a pinned or a relocate roll. So instead of killing them, you're forcing them to relocate, and that means you can't have a support for a turn. There you go. There you go, Phil.
Oh my gosh! Can you imagine if you had I've got 6 guns of artillery. I've got 8 hits. They don't kill you, but you now must break off from the center of the template.
Yeah. Oh, you just have to redeploy. They're off table, so you can't.
I was thinking about
shooting
artillery units on the board.
No, I was just thinking off table artillery. It's just another way you can say, because you're denying them a turn of shooting.
Yeah.
As well as being pinned. So they can't. So you essentially take them out for 2 turns or something like that. And
okay.
It means you can include them then.
It's disrupting, yeah.
Yeah. Because you don't. Keeping track of kills is just going to be, pointless. It's just another load of bureaucracy and admin that you just don't need.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah, I think tow guns in principle, like the things what the VDV got, the little AA guns and stuff, they'd be cool.
Well, all they really have are the mortar teams.
Yeah, but they have those little BMDs with the twin 23s on, don't they, and stuff.
Yeah, but that's not. They don't dismount. They're just They're basically just self-propelled artillery at that point.
Yeah,
well, there's on top.
Well, there's certain forces that it affects more than others. Like the Iranians had quite a few tow guns, funny enough.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yes,
it'd be also good to see, like, maybe you could tie that into your stance.
If you take tow guns, you have to defend.
Or that, kind of thing, because they're not going to be there. Like, why have you got towed guns if you're attacking?
Depends what the start.
It's just that there's certain things you can't do if you don't have man-pack or towed guns. Like, you couldn't do British Paras without having a dismounted 81mm and light field guns as artillery. So,
it's any light troops, isn't it? You can't do Marines.
Correct. Yeah, and there's stuff that's missing. Like in Soviets, the Soviets get no mortars because they weren't self-propelled. They did exist. They had mortars.
Well, and they were at that cut level as well, weren't they?
Exactly. Yeah.
I think it's probably time to
move on.
Review. No, not move on. I think it's a good point for the way that the Team Yankee miniature range is now, being fairly succinct. We've got a couple of interesting releases coming out with some extra outlier tanks in there. But it's one of the. I mean, that's one of the nice things about the way they've done it with the unit cards is you can add in extra units. Over time.
And to be fair, from the pre-orders that are coming up for Nordic Forces, we know there are dismounted mortars coming in.
Yes.
What?
Yeah. Well, I can't remember who has them, but certainly there are mortar teams.
Is it the Finns
in the pre-orders? Might be Finns. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So precedents.
There we go. They might be on their way. Ooh, that'd be fun. Nice little release. Buy the models, get the card, in you go. Chris Jensen asks, it's a 2-part question. Ooh, going for a twofer. Question 1, what rule change do you like the most from version 3 to version 4? I'm going to go first. The fact the rulebook doesn't have 101 irrelevant things in it. It doesn't have the rules for armoured trains in the main rulebook, taking up space in every time you try to look for rules. It's a small change, but it's quite a big one. They took all of the extra stuff out and gave you the core rules to the game, and then put any extra special rules back in to the actual units.
Yep.
Although I do miss armoured trains.
I don't.
Yeah, but choo-choo, Thomas.
No. Those games are crap.
They were pretty bad. They were awful. I will concede they were terrible and a complete waste of time. They never really worked, and it was a complete waste of time at a tournament.
I hate them in TO because you constantly tore the tables up, putting down blade train tracks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I think I like from V3 V4 is there change in line of sight rule in how you hit allocation. Sorry.
Oh, hit allocations.
Really?
That's such a good one.
Yeah,
that's so good.
It always used to be such a cumbersome series, like almost like a flow chart you'd go through how you allocated hits.
It was because it was the receiver of the hit allocated the shots, but they had to follow a checklist that would mean that they would have to allocate them to the attacker's intentions.
Yeah.
So the attacker's advantage, yeah.
Yeah, so like anti-tank shots had to go on anti-tanks, shots within 16 before shots without 16, and all this stuff, and it all got around it by just going, yeah, the guy who's shooting the unit puts the hits down where he wants, and then you get a chance to mistaken target if you're outside the mistaken target things. That's really good. That's a good shout, mate. I've forgotten intentionally so much of version 3.
Yeah.
Because it
just blot it out.
Blot it out. Because it got in the way. It gets in the way of version 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
I think my favourite thing was the orders. I didn't like them at first, but they make things like infantry infinitely quicker. That was the problem with taking infantry in version 3 is that you couldn't double because you just
got machine gun to death.
Yeah, you couldn't be shot. If you let someone shoot you and you're moving at the double, you may as well just take the figures off.
That is another good change. Is from 3 to 4 is the fact that doubling or moving at dash speed no longer doubles your hit. It's not lethal because it used to be if you moved at the double, you got the big movement bubble. But if you got hit, every hit you received was doubled.
Yeah,
it was so you one lot of machine gun fire would just massacre you.
Yeah,
I mean, I remember when I was trying to teach Matt from Dyson Flames of War.
Yeah,
he doubled an airborne platoon in front of, and I ambushed a bunch of machine guns out.
Yep.
I got a massive handful of hits and saved every single one. Not a single failure of a save. It was, it's like the statistics alone on it was crazy. But it's just like I was trying to teach you an important lesson there. But there's no point.
Goddamn dice! I'm trying to teach you a lesson here.
Yeah, I think the other thing is that I would look at is the re-rolling.
Right.
I think most modern game design now has moved away from re-rolling dice because just slows stuff down. It's pointless. So things like,
to be fair, Flames is largely done now. Like say,
I mean,
stats now. Yeah, it's just weird. There's still a few.
It's like formation commander. Don't give them a re-roll. Give them a +1 to rally. That kind of stuff.
So
that's all that's required.
The second part is what rule change do you like the least from version 3 to version 4?
That's a good question.
Oh, I know my answer to this one.
Go on then.
It's their burst shoot through station infantry.
Burst shoot.
Right now, and there's I'm going to say one specific thing, which is in defensive fire, because it used to be the case you could flank an enemy, so you couldn't shoot for each other, and that obviously cut down your defensive fire.
Yeah,
a traditional find, fix, flank, fight kind of maneuver. There's no point doing it in version 4. Because I'm going to shoot for each other, so you're going to get the same amount of fire no matter what you do.
That's true.
Yeah.
Trying to set up the assault is no longer as much of a thing as it was.
I think for me, it's the absence of Recce being able to move gun to ground.
Yeah, that was
a good one, yeah.
Because it just gave them something to do. And it's what they should be doing, not shooting at stuff and not rampaging around the battlefield. They should be...
Which links to my version 1, which I do like the spearhead. The moving of units going forward.
Yeah, that's cool. And it does reflect Recce doing its thing of working up.
But then being able to then lifting onto ground would be amazing. Combining those two, it would be really powerful.
Well, it means that I think the Recce then does its job and then can afford to almost sit back.
Yeah.
Because it's still doing something useful. I think the problem is that if you after you spearheaded, what do you do with your Recce?
You charge in and win the game by pushing people off the objective.
Yeah,
which is not what you want. But what you want to do is then have them using eyes and ears to lift onto ground. That would be great and enabling things. I lament the loss of aircraft guns having a template.
Yeah.
Because I will never forget the time against Chris. I got a HS-129 with the cannon on 8 Shermans stuck at a crossroads.
Oh, I murdered them.
And murdered all of them. I think I murdered 7 Shermans in a one round of air sport because he crammed them all together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that is exactly what would have happened. You would have just, the duck pilot would have gone, that's tasty, and flown
Spray.
in, and just, oh look, they've got 50 cows, how cute.
Actually, here's a contentious question. So, were the aircraft rules for summoning aircraft, and I use the word summoning as it's fully intended, I cast summon aircraft.
Yeah.
Was it better in version 3, or is it better in version 4 now?
Version 4.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think I kind of lean that way, because the whole producing pool thing was kind of cool, but
it was cool, but because I use aircraft quite a bit in tournaments, it was, and you had to think of your own way of managing it separate, because you had to be like, well, this dice represents the number of dice left in my pool. I'm going to roll X amount to see how many 5s and 6s I get, and then I'm going to roll dice to see if I get how many aircraft.
No, forget the how many aircraft thing. I mean, literally just turning out. It felt like they turned up a lot more in version 3.
Yes, but then they didn't. It was a bit weird, because it was like they did at the beginning of the game, and then they didn't by the end. Which are kind of like...
Oh, okay. Yep.
Because you reduce... Every time you rolled the dice, you reduce the pool by one.
Yep.
And then until you're only just following one dice and they're coming in on 5s and 6s.
I do miss being able to intercept the enemy as well.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, because there were certain lists that you couldn't buy aircraft in, but they could buy interceptors, right?
Only for interceptors,
The BEF... British Expeditionary Force in the early war could buy intercepting Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Which I think I only ever once managed to get.
There's a command card for that, Eddie.
Yeah, it's not the same. I had the model and everything. It was awesome.
I've got a love-hate relationship with command cards as well.
Have you really, Duncan? I'm not noticed. I'm
actually going to video myself shredding a copy of Lucky now as well. So there's a Patreon exclusive.
The Lucky unboxing.
Yeah. I want to go. I might try and find a tree surgeon, because I'd love to put it through a wood chipper rather than a shredder. Just see it get blown out 40 feet out the back of it as well.
I've just read the rest of Chris's question.
Right. Is it extensive?
Well, I may be missing something here. So, for example, this is Chris's examples. The one that I like the least is rolling for morale, and units that start as 2 models, and as soon as you lose 1, you have to roll for morale in version 4. If I remember correctly, wasn't the rule in version 3, if the unit was below 50%, then you roll for morale? It was, but what you've just said is below 50%, Chris.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's not. It's exactly 50%.
Oh,
but I think the big distinction was you only ever rolled it once in version 3, rather than rolled it every turn.
Ah, that's true. I blacked that out.
Yeah.
Which is not what he's saying, but that is probably what he means.
Yes. No, I get you. Yeah. So, I was playing in a tournament a couple of months ago with the German Berlin Heavy Tiger Tank Training Company.
Oh, no.
I had a platoon of 2 King Tigers, you know what's coming, and one was destroyed. Next turn I had to roll for morale and failed, so the other had to leave the table.
Oh,
which I point out would happen in version 3 as well, yes.
Yeah, but you'd have to roll every turn until it leaves.
I do love it when you lose a platoon because one tank is bailed out.
Oh, do you know what I love?
What's that?
When you lose your 29-point mid-war Tiger because it's bailed out and fails to remount with the reroll.
And then runs off.
That's just great. I love it so much.
Yeah.
I mean, historically accurate, because that's how Tiger 131 got captured.
Well, exactly. This is broken down. Oh.
Yes.
What about bogging? Do you miss bogging?
I do not. I hated unbogging with passion.
Yeah.
However, I do miss recovery vehicles. I think a single point, 1 point recovery vehicle that automatically gives a crosshair check to anything within 3 inches would be amazing, and it'll give you a butt ton of models that come back in the range that are really cool. Do them direct. I don't care. We'll figure out the postage later. Please, Battlefront. You've got the sculpts.
Bulldozer Shermans.
Bulldozer Shermans.
Chris had his bulldozer Sherman on the table just for a photo shot.
Oh my god, it's just so cool. And
he'll work out some rules to bring it back.
These things, Bulldozer Sherman gives you +1 to your the bulldozer for the Sherman, but he had a bulldozer, the D7. I think that would give you +1 to your skill check for infantry entering a minefield.
Well, you could just run it as its own armored team that like a bogvord, and its job is clearing minefields.
That's true. Shoot it and blow it up if you want, but you're wasting a 88 shot on a bulldozer.
on an armored bulldozer. Thank you.
I mean, there's some stuff I do miss, like the Pioneer teams. I like the old version 3 Pioneer teams where you got a Pioneer supply truck that helped you dig in, or you could get rid of that and just drop down barbed wire.
Yep.
And just be like, I'm deploying. Here's some barbed wire. This is my deployment zone. There's barbed wire here now. This is how this game's going to go down. But I understand that then that was open to abuse, and then you had the flip side where you could have just obscene amounts of barbed wire, and it became a Sitzkrieg, Flames of Verdun.
Well, the problem with it as well was that if you didn't have the right tools to counter that, you couldn't actually cross it.
Yeah, but I like that in an open in an open tournament. You have to bring a bit of everything.
Wow.
If you don't, in an open tournament, if you don't bring something to do a bit of everything and you get hit by a lopsided list, you get hit by a lopsided list because you've got a lopsided list.
Yeah, but it does feel like gotcha, doesn't it?
To a certain extent, but I get what Eddie's saying. It's like,
but that's only because you've got a list that goes.
So why
gotcha.
have you not counted it yet?
No, I could take an all infantry list and then go, oh no, how am I going to cross this wire?
No, because infantry are the thing that removes wire.
Only if they can cross it in the first instance and then survive being shot at while sitting in it.
Yeah,
that my,
but
yeah,
that's infantry could remove wire. It just took them a turn to do it. Wheeled vehicles could not.
Oh yeah, it's
so when you took, oh my god, one of the first times I met Hammy, which was at UK Games Expo years ago, I had mid-war Fallschirmjäger Pioneers with 2 Pioneer supply trucks because I wouldn't allow my gliders because it's mid-war. And it was playing a lengthways mission, and I could have, against an all-wheeled recce company, just put my barbed wire sections down and cut the entire board off and gone, well, I win. Which is what I should have done. But foolishly, I left a gap to be, quote, oh no, he had a Tiger, which I slaughtered. I killed his one Tiger. Which then meant he had no tracked vehicles to go across, or infantry to cross the barbed wire with, so I would have also won the game.
Oh, gee.
But I didn't in the end. I left a gap, and it was nice, and we played on, and eventually.
And what happened?
I lost, didn't I?
And what have we learned from this?
Etc. Nevermore.
Yeah. So, well, that was interesting.
Yeah, it's good. No, I mean, it's version 5.
Schwimmwagons, that's what I missed from version 3.
Version 5
brand.
Yeah, it's going to be quite cool, depending on what they do with it.
Do you think there's going to be a version 5 anytime soon? I can't see it. I can't see it.
No.
I mean, at some point they must do.
If version 5 comes out before Checkpoint Charlie, I riot. That's what I'm saying. I riot.
Me and you too.
So it was quite interesting because I was listening to a 40k podcast, and they were talking about the fact that it's a 3-year cycle for the rules,
which is crazy.
Which is mad. I mean, that is just like, what the heck? Because, you know, the last guys who get a codex only have it for 3 months, and their next edition's coming out.
Unlucky
fresher.
Yep.
So, but then at the same time, you want to have new releases to drive, you know, sales.
But do rules drive? Rules? Yeah, do rules drives?
Well,
I thought
they do. I mean, they do. They totally do, because it gives us a new rule set. Means that you then go back, rehash the army list, rehash the special rules, rehash the units that you're including, because they now work differently in the mechanics, and you've got a new way of introducing certain units that are now more powerful or less powerful than they were before, and that drives us to talk about them and to make new models, because all of a sudden, I've got the option to do this. You know,
just introduce living points.
We're also playing the historical war game. How much the list changing? My comet list is still my comet list.
No, correct, but your comet list with, you know, specific infantry bits and pieces. But so here's the thing: it's not about necessarily comet lists, because you've already got those. What it's about is your second or third choices, which now become a new passion for you to get excited about.
Just
and you wouldn't necessarily.
But Yeah, I don't need a new rule set to do that. That's just me eventually painting what I've got and moving on to the next project.
I don't think so. I mean, don't forget you are a law unto yourself, Lee.
But
so
I think Living Points does that. If you want to spice up like what's taken and what's not, just
look
at mid-war.
To an extent, I would agree.
Unless you're going to change the core mechanics, which they have not done for forever. They've never done that. What's going to change?
Well, they kind of have.
Yeah, I mean, Fallout 3 did shake up quite a few things compared to how it used to be done.
Yeah, but you still got a hit value.
The actual core is still the same. Yes.
Yeah, it is still Flames of War, but things have slightly changed. But it doesn't. That's the thing. A new edition doesn't have to be a completely different game. It can just be some tweaks and changes.
Well, I don't think the internet agrees, Eddie.
I mean, that's look, going back to 40k. That's what the difference between 8th and 9th edition was. 9th edition was essentially 8.5. So all the stuff from 8th worked in 9th. They just refreshed it and updated it.
Yeah, 8 was the big shake-up, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So for Flames of War point of view, it's kind of like the difference between
2 and 3.
No, I was going to say, the difference, I can see the next quote-unquote edition of Flames of War being that amalgamation and streamlining of certain outlying points and slightly better wording that incorporates all the clarifications from lessons from the front that exist, because the version 4 rulebook does have some holes in it, especially in the assault phase. That lessons from the front, take that, stick that in there, make it version 5, go back through and update the army books in the same way that you had the jump from the very first Desert Rats book, and then the next edition, which was, I can't remember what the British book's called, Iron Fist?
What, in this edition? Armored Fist, yeah.
Armored Fist. I can see it being that kind of evolution, in that you take the same core, you add in a couple of extra bits, you refine it a little bit, you add in 1 or 2 units that, are exciting in the new rule suite, like the recce units or whatever. And then that is now version, quote unquote, version 5, with an extra couple of units that may or may not, necessarily be already existing. Because it's really weird. Wargaming, in my experience, and this is obviously only my experience, is the one thing where people almost need permission to play with their toys.
Yeah, I know. We have talked about that.
Yeah, like the apocalypse syndrome.
Exactly.
People wouldn't do big games because they didn't have permission to do big games. It's like,
or what, we don't have to. We can play whatever we want. We don't need to worry about points on a board. You just put models down and play a game. Yes, you can. Welcome to the world of Games Workshop and playing whatever you want with your toy soldiers. So that's where I think it may go. And the other thing is, it's in industry experience, it's always the reprint that kills you. So having stock, like your rule books, constantly being printed with the old edition, you never know when it's going to drop off and that will stop selling, and then you've lost all of the money that you made on the first 3 prints because you've paid for a 4th reprint and it's been lost. So by adjusting it and changing it and going forward, that limited print run excitement hype train, it does work.
Can we all just agree on one thing? On that, no. Well, yeah, obviously, but please stop calling things frequently asked questions when they're not frequently asked. If you want to clarify something, just say I want to clarify it, not frequent.
Outlying qualification.
Yeah, just like this is a frequently asked question
OQ.
by no one.
OQ.
Yeah, by no one ever.
These are FAQs and these are OQs.
Yeah.
We had this one guy and it came up, but it's kind of important. We left a little bit of a hole, and here's what you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yes, you could put your models on top of Rex.
Just move them out of the way. Come up with this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what?
I'm going to put enough wrecked models on the board that you can't physically breathe.
Well, actually, I tell you what, that would be something great. Actually, as a qualification, is the size of a wreck marker, and just making it a standard size. And then
no, it's the size of the model's hull.
No,
it's
please don't do that.
World.
Yeah, but also, I'm not being funny. If it's a wreck, things blow up. They might be bigger or smaller. That's how explosions work.
No, don't. I think you'll find that it's exactly the same size as a 1 to 100 scale hull.
But how much better would that be? Is if you could just replace your model that's dead with a marker that just said wreck.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love that. Well, no, I wouldn't.
Why?
Because the smoking holes of my destroyed tanks are endearing.
You can keep them on. It's just if they get in the way, you can put something down that says, "This is the size of a wreck marker. I can now drive over said wreck marker."
Yeah.
Or drive around.
To my mind, Rex should be a blocking thing anyway.
Well, they should.
That to me, that's what you go. You go, right, the wreck's there. It's in the way. You can't drive through it. You can't move through it.
Rex don't impede movement. It's just like
I can see why they've done it from a balancing point of view. Because of the whole.
It's because eventually you'd run out of space to actually move. You could not move through them.
Yeah.
Well, if there's some sort of armor recovery vehicle, that could.
There we go. See, Lee, same level there, mate.
Bulldozer, all those kind of things.
Oh, admin.
No, it's not admin.
Admin.
It's that 1 point extra model that you're going to bring in version 5. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but you know, and as well as I do, you'd have to drive up to it. You then have to hook it up. Then the next time you might be able to drag it away.
You just drive it through. Clues in the name: bulldoze.
Right.
Well, that is the end of
the fight phase. Yeah.
Of the fight phase. Moving now to total humiliation.
Yeah. It's events.
Now it's dance off.
Yep.
Events. The 10th and 11th of June, which was this weekend, because it is the 11th of June, was Conflict at Battlefield Dolby's Daventry. And I think Sid, my former Team England co-host, I think he won from what we gather.
Oh, well done.
Apparently, someone said, well, congratulations, Sid was in the group, which to me
suggests
he may have only he might have won one game out of 5.
Maybe he's had a baby.
I mean, who knows? You never know. Team England.
Exactly. Congratulations, Sid. It's a girl.
Yep. But no, good chat.
I wonder what he's got. I wonder what he's taken.
It was Soviets, apparently.
My God, he won a tournament with Soviets.
Well, mid-war Soviets.
Mid-war.
Yeah. Mid-war.
KV5.
Yeah. It was a lack of allied armies, so he uses Tankervy in all games. So I think he won.
What, KV5s? Oh, I'm sorry. If they were KV5s, I'm sorry. I think I've just found a small peanut under my desk that's also won a tournament with KV5s.
Not that you're bitter at all.
They're just stupid.
Stupid. So 15th and 16th of July is Attack at Devices, which is mid-war, 101 points, which is the trade show down in wherever it is, the southwest.
Yeah.
Devices. I'm trying to think of which county that is.
It's Wiltshire, isn't it? Devices.
Probably get attacked for saying that. The 22nd of July is the Bucks Open Summer 2023, Flames of War Late War. Oh, sorry, Attack was mid-war, 101 points again.
Ooh, 101.
For the etc. Well, the reason behind the 101 points is it gives the defender one more minefield to try and help defenders in defend games.
How's that working out for them?
Pretty badly.
Yep. Congratulations.
Steamrolled. Yep. I mean, here's the thing about minefields, kids. You can just drive KVs through them.
Yeah.
Well, apparently you can just ignore them because apparently infantry bases are completely amorphous.
That is... I saw that in the peripheries.
No, that's a crock of doodah.
Yeah, I agree. I think the people... Yeah, I didn't respond because I just knew I was going to get into an argument. I didn't have time.
But is that because? Sorry, just to qualify that, was that because there was a gap between the two minefields?
Yeah.
Because the people. The
situation
was they're using the old CD as show the minefield trick. Okay.
Yeah.
which isn't in the rules. It's just something people do because it shows it visually.
Yeah, because it actually works.
And because there's a gap then between them, people are then saying, "Oh, it's like gap through terrain. My infantry can just pass through it." The thing is, if you actually read the rules, it says if you pass within X inches of the mine token, that little circular token that goes in the centre, that's what set the mines off. You can't avoid it by changing the base size. And the person will say, "Oh, that makes mines harder because that means that effectively mines can be bigger because the gaps." Goes, well, yes, because you don't know you're strode into a minefield until the first guy spreads himself over a wide area.
Exactly. Throws himself 200 feet in the air and screams, "Ah!"
So it's just So I'd like to see someone just clarify that the whole infantry moving gaps is very much a terrain thing. It does not do anything versus minefields.
That's very interesting.
The CD things, it's for simplicity, if you like. But yeah, you're absolutely right. In terms of the actual hard rules,
it's the token.
You're not contracting. So actually, it's a base width plus 2 inches.
Which is one of the things. At first, I was like, "Oh, that's considering the old 8-inch by 2-inch blobs of terrain minefields we had, which did look really cool." But then also did actually limit their placement, and the tokens don't limit placement.
No.
So you can put one in between this little street between these two houses. Bosh, it's down. Much easier. Yeah, once I heard that, reasoning behind it, I was like, that's actually pretty clever. I quite like that. Yeah, okay, maybe it shouldn't be circular, but oh well. It's a trade-off.
I will suspend disbelief for this.
Yeah. Well, it's like to say you can't put minefields and barbed wire in a big circle if you're a lunatic.
Also, Eddie, this is going to sound controversial, but the tiny little toy soldier men, I think it's all right.
Duncan?
Yeah.
Do we play with war dollies?
War dollies? Exactly.
Oh, no.
I'm a grown man playing war dollies. Are you a grown man playing war dollies? Yeah.
But that's okay as long as you make machine gun noises, right?
Yeah, and
to be fair.
Sure, cool.
I don't mind circular minefields. It's circular barbed wire.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you put barbed wire in a big circle.
That makes me twitch.
All it is, Lee, is the guy they've got to put it out has got one leg longer than the other. He just walks in a circle and goes, "Oh, I made a circle again."
Would it not have made more sense for the minefields just so the barbed wire does not say here's 2 tokens and the wire stretches between the 2?
I mean, yeah, that would have been a lot nicer, but then,
Did you know that if you type a message on Eddie...
barbed wire also only comes up with D-Day games, right? It's the only thing that has
the same thing existing, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's the only thing.
It might exist in some of the other set piece, like the river crossings. Because some of the river crossings are fortification, don't they, as well?
Yeah.
But it's only those kind of missions where you have a set piece mission that appears in.
Well, colour me surprised.
Oh, there's two more. I thought that was just the same one. So that was the Bucks. No, 22nd of July, Bucks Open, Summer 2023. Flames of War, Late War, 111 points at Tabletop Republic in High Wycombe. Check out tabletoprepublic.com for tickets.
I think Martin's going to that,
Nice. I've got breaking news. Utah Wargaming, the Salt Lake Open.
Utah Wargaming.
Oh, God, it's black. It's blue text. I can't see. Where's the date? $30.
I hope someone doesn't crop that soundbite there.
What we doing? Utah Saints.
No, I was just thinking the more that, oh God, it's black.
I can't see. I just going to Rick roll myself.
Yep.
I can't see any more dates on this. Because it's, Anyway, there's something in Utah where if you don't buy the tickets by 4 p.m.
Yeah, Carl Scott person. Make sure, find out does a website and tell them to do a better job of it.
UtahWargaming.com, Salt Lake Open 2023 doesn't have a date of when the actual tournament is that I can see on this thing. So I'm going to blame whoever made the website for the lack of...
I'm going to say it's the 23rd of August.
You just make it up.
Until I get correct me, I'm doing the Boris Johnson thing. Until someone can prove that I'm wrong with facts, and even then, I may or may not admit defeat.
Right, by going back into the website, going to the events page, going to Flames of War, and scrolling through the months, I can now tell you that August the 19th
see, I was
is
close.
the Salt Lake Open 2023 Flames of War tournament. But that's only because you said that Carl Stockperson sent it, and that's a favour to a patron. If there's anyone else, I'd have been, I don't know.
If anyone else, it would have been the 23rd of August.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, instead of the week afterwards.
Yeah.
So that was August. 4th, 5th, and 6th of August is the Etc. tournament in Brussels, as it shall now be known.
Yeah, Brussels, Argentina, Mark Goddard. Yep.
Very good. Mm-hmm. Then we have the 23rd, 24th is September, Flames of War UK Nationals at Battlefront, which is maybe mid-war, but might be late war if the ticket uptake doesn't go better, because at the moment it's looking a little thin on the ground. But it is Battlefield. With the hamster.
When is it?
The 23rd and 24th of September. Although I've just noticed in my notes it actually says the 23rd and the 34th of September.
Good notes.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah.
The 11th and 12th of November is Warfare Reading at Farnborough.
Is it really, Eddie? Because I've yet to see any evidence we're doing.
No, dude, this is actual breaking news, and they put a post up on their Facebook group saying about all new tournaments are coming out and new releases 6 months to go until Warfare. And I will read you my post. I said, Flames of War, ? Did someone say Flames of War, ? What about Flames of War, ? Yeah, to which the reply was, Flames of War is coming. It will defo be on. The pack is just being finalised. So it is actually happening.
Because it made me think of Coxer, because it made me laugh, because there's no one to run the AOS tournament at the moment.
This is the DL.
Oh.
So there was quite a big Lord of the Rings tournament last year.
Yep.
And it was very big and looked very successful. And there isn't anyone to run one this year because apparently throwing some shade, unsolicited shade, and I do apologise if this upsets anyone, but it's the way I heard it. The organisers made it quite difficult to run a tournament.
Ooh.
So because they made it quite difficult, I think there was some disagreement about ticket prices, and once money gets involved, it all gets a bit weird. The non-club members who were running it went, well, okay, we won't do it this year. And then no one else stepped up. Which is why we were getting nervous about the Flames of War one, because it was supposed to be tickets released in May.
Well, isn't it James? It was supposed to be running.
It is, yeah, exactly. But there was no news. Apart from the news that it is definitely running, and the pack will be out soon, and we know what it is, and then we can start making army lists and get really excited, and then I won't paint them. And then the night before, I'll be sticking tufts onto the tops of Tiger tanks going, that's camouflage.
All right, 50p says it's Ian.
Well, he does it.
Yeah.
Nah, it'll be James. Ian's done. He deserves a rest. He'll be playing.
It'll be
like, on the tables.
It'll be like Rocky. It'll be like one more fight.
One more tournament.
Yeah.
Cassandra. I can't take no for an answer. What's her name?
I don't know, but Cassandra was in Only Fools and Horses.
Adrian.
Yeah.
There's a crossover we're all waiting to
see.
Rocky, you just take no for an answer. It's a bit weird, mate. She asked you to leave several times, quite clearly, and you force your way into her apartment, just saying.
It's getting a bit rapey. Yeah, let it go.
It really is. I was watching it, I was like, this is quite uncomfortable to watch.
Venkman in Ghostbusters is a lot less savoury once you,
Hashtag me too. The Iberian tournament, Flames of War, is the 2nd and 3rd of December, which is in the Marqués de Lima, Madrid. It's 100-point late war, version 4.
Nice.
That is a very cool. They've got a Tiger tank on their poster, which they've made look really old and cool, which I'm very excited about. And then the Icelandic Nationals 2024, Operation Polar Bear 7 in Reykjavik, February 17th, 2024. Oh,
that's tempting.
Yeah.
I like the idea of it. We should definitely do all three of us go over.
We can do it. We just need more patron supporters. So if you want to see us get completely annihilated in Iceland
and play some Flames of War,
then become a patron supporter. No, we will.
Yeah, so we'll go to the Penis Museum. We can get all that kind of thing.
Which one? Yeah. Oh, that's glorious. I want to know what.
We're going to the Clearance Museum, but we can't find it. And
I want to know my height in blue whale, Willie.
Is it in yet? That is the events.
Is it? I just wonder something else.
No, that's it.
That's you sent 2-3 on the group.
I know what Lee's talking about. I think Eddie's forgotten.
I have forgotten. Well, I wasn't there
because Duncan wasn't there. So Duncan's has got less.
Duncan remembers me, who was in the conversation, wasn't.
Yeah, he's already going to bed.
So we had intended to do something this year, and it's sort of fun because obviously we're about to hit our 100 episode, and sometime in the next couple of months. But we were saying about doing some sort of get together, and the obvious thing was, well, we're doing the barn splash every year, and Mike said we'll hire out Chelly Hall, we'll get all the tables set up, and we'll do something there. So we're going to pin it down, but basically, probably the weekend closest to D-Day.
Next year, obviously.
Next year, in 2024, we're going to hire at the hall, and we're going to invite all the patrons, plus the usual barn denizens, to the actual, like say, a big wargaming extravaganza. We'll have Mike says he's going to do an extra length of beach, so effectively we'll have, I think it's a 20-foot beach.
Yeah.
And we'll then have other tables set up for doing like the Ham and Jam, Pegasus Bridge. We might have Nathan's got his little 28mm game set up if you want to give that a try. We'll also have the probably do like another like Bearcourt Manor kind of thing with their 101st.
So it's looking. I mean, obviously, the weekend closest to D-Day would be the 8th or 9th of June, 2024.
Yes.
I'll
confirm it on the next episode, or certainly I'll put up on the patrons what the actual day is. I know Mike's booked the whole, but we said he booked it, but he didn't actually tell me what day he booked, so I can't remember what we said we were going to do. But I will confirm that for the next episode, and we'll keep mentioning events, and we'll get some more details. But yeah, so we want to start saying this now, so everyone's got like a year. All our international patrons have got like a year to save up and work out.
Okay.
Mike's going to make a little info pack of like local B&Bs and hotels to stay in the local area, that kind of thing. Where to fly in, how to get out to Chelly. And yeah,
interesting.
It's all come about because we someone's coming over for Mike's Italy game in the 20th. So
is he really?
Yeah, he is. Also, we're trying to see if Chris can come over from Germany as well. But he's just looking into that. But I thought, well, if we give people enough warning,
even Duncan won't have an excuse.
Yeah, we're trying to convince Duncan. He has to.
No. You'll have people. You'll have like Mike and Darren and stuff coming over from like the other side of the pond, and they'll be like, "No, I can't be asked going 20 miles. It's too much hassle.
It's really hot, guys. I mean,
yeah, it's really hot. I mean,
to be fair, it was really hot this weekend, but apparently the hall does have some AC, which is a convincing argument.
Yeah, but is that air conditioning, or is that just they said they got AC? Because that could stand for anything.
Yeah, I think it's like one very old-fashioned AC blower that probably.
What is the armour class of a town hall?
Wait, Thaco? Is that the Thaco of a town hall?
Yeah. Yeah. So more details will come over the next few episodes.
We'll think of a snazzy name as well.
Well, we'll probably get with a big barn splash, but just
big barn blowout.
The not barn bash.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not a barn anymore; it's church.
Well, the question is what we call this when Mike actually gets his new dedicated building built. We can't call it a barn anymore. It's like a.
You call it what about a Chelly Bridge?
Chelly Bridge. Oh god, they are.
Because Mike loves a Bailey Bridge too.
He does like a good Bailey Bridge.
Shall we shoot and scoot then, gentlemen?
We should, yes.
He says.
Are we going to shoot like a training tank training unit?
Yeah, on a 5+.
Yeah. Totally.
All right, here we go. It's a 4.
So no.
Failed.
Hold on.
As
I want
always.
to know if I need to remember now if they got Stormtrooper, because that'd be hilarious.
I think they got Stormtrooper. I think they got Old Hand. So if the CO had been nearby, we would have passed then.
Oh,
right.
what shame.
The Armoured Train Wreck of a podcast you've been listening to is Shoot and Scoop, the Flames of War podcast and the team at Breakthrough Assault and UK. Supported by support from Battlefield Hobbies, Dice of War, Frontline Terrain, and the fact that it's the 30th anniversary of the release of Jurassic Park. Do you
know what? Do you know what, Eddie? Life finds a way.
I was too busy wondering if I could. I didn't stop to wonder if I should.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Yeah, it was uncomfortable. I'll tell you that much. Oh no, he's going for the second verse. Oh, good. Okay.
He's still going.
Yeah.
Clever girl.